Good day, everyone. How are y'all doing today? I'm your host, Sharon Bracey. Welcome to the Wildest Wake Up Show. You know, every single day we rebel against remedial rhetoric, and today will be no different. And when I say good day to you, make sure you say it back so I can feel that great productive energy coming through that screen. Good day, Miss Jana. Good day, Natasha Vincent. Natasha on it early. What's up, Genesis? Good day to you, beautiful. Man, it's been an interesting weekend. It's been an interesting weekend. Man, I be just trying to mind my own black business. That's what I attempt to do because, you know, we don't waste no time. We get right into the conversation. I really be trying. And clearly, I be failing at it. Because so way too often, I keep getting attacked by the sassy man apocalypse. What's up, very sexy red? Good day to you. Thank you, Genesis. Oh my goodness. Every single time, these men are really cowards. It is weird. I never in my life seen so many cowardice men. I didn't know they exist on this level. Clearly, it's not just the internet. It's worldwide. We are literally having a fight against as men versus sassy men lately. And clearly, all these men, all these Rembros, these red pill incel, these manosphere men, these no good suckers are on their Darian. They on their Darian dude. I don't know what's wrong with them. There's something wrong with their DH balance. Their DH balance is off. I don't know who got them like this. Why are they doing this to themselves? Like, because you don't have to be on your Darian. All you got to do is walk 15 minutes this way, 15 minutes that way, and start off with just 2 push-ups a day, and I will help get the estrogen away. Do some damn yoga. Oh my goodness. Do some damn squats, deadlifts. Do some damn dumbbells, some bench press. So you don't have to be on your Darian. You can get off your goddamn, you can get your DH balanced. But it seems every single time I'll go outside and just have a conversation, the most irrelevant person on the internet is the one that's getting attacked the most. It's weird. Whether it's Fighter Complex number 7, I was on Izzy's panel. We were just having a conversation about, you know, this whole Carmelo Anthony case, because it's a guy that had an interview with somebody that is close friends of the Carmelo Anthony's family. He was a white man talking positive and productive about Carmelo and how he experienced Carmelo and how Carmelo is a good kid. And for some reason, just speaking positive or productive about a young black kid that is doing all the right things, it ruffles up people's feathers. Somehow, some way, it ruffles up people's feathers when you're talking positive and productive about somebody. Very sexy red, because they say Sharon don't come outside of his space. He too scared to come outside space. But guess when the last time I heard that I'm afraid to come outside of my space, very sexy red? When I was outside of my space. They said I'd be hiding. And it's so weird that they really think I'm scared of their sassy asses. It's crazy. I thought I'd just go somewhere and just have a conversation about the topic. All I did. You know, outside in these YouTube streets. I'm outside. Oh, man. And then as soon as I go there, you know, they got the short kid. He want to just talk crazy in the chat. Like all these men, I'm starting to see that they really have a problem. And the one of the main problem is good young black men is what I understand. And I'm starting to realize that I must represent what is good in black men to them. And that bothers them. Because every time I come out and I start speaking, I put up some kind of mirror to them. And then now they got to face the facts of who they are or what they cannot be. Anytime they see me, they realize how much they are lacking in life. This is what I'm starting to notice. Because not one time have they come on these panels and then argue what I'm saying. They try to make these fake points and try to point people in a wrong direction that make it seem like I'm the dishonest one while being themselves dishonest. And then they wonder why they single. It's because you don't want to just be honest about yourself. You are not a straight person. You're not a straight man. I don't know why you're afraid to be yourself. Listen, it is a dochi out there for you. And you could go ahead and find her. All you have to do is be honest. I don't know why it's so difficult for you men to be honest about what you like. Dochi is out there waiting for you, sir. She ain't going to pass no judgment on what you like. She ain't going to pass no judgment. So all you sassy guys, you could go ahead and find you a dochi. You don't have to fight me. Just because I'm bringing out the real out of you and I'll be... I put it out of you, goddammit. What's up, Byron? What up, young? You don't have to be mad at me because I pull that shit out you. Just let it be. Be free. Express yourself. We know what it is. Mel, they misunderstood. Dochi was trying to tell all of these Rembrands that it is okay. I will support you. They don't want, she do not see that. This is what they don't understand. Dochi says she does not want a man like me. And I'm okay with that. Dochi said, hey, listen, I don't want to deal with no goddamn straight man. That's okay. She has a preference. But what I'm trying to say is that, hey, listen, you Rembrands, you sassy man apocalypse, you could go ahead and be on your period with her. She's willing to accept you in your DH balance or imbalance that you have. Because clearly it's something wrong with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to rock with a person like me. That's fine. She want to deal with some of you sassy men that like to go both ways, and it's okay. It's okay for you to start being honest about it. It's way too much evidence that is pointing us in a direction that majority, maybe 50% of men are not straight. That's what the evidence is pushing us towards. Because if our man is not a straight man, then it's okay. We see y'all dance moves. We see how y'all keep on stealing women's everything. We see y'all. The girls have sprinkle. What all you sassy ass men did? Very sexy red. I forgot it. What was What was the thing? A woman came up with sprinkle, sprinkle. What did the man come up with? Somebody remind me, what was it? What was the opposite of sprinkle, sprinkle that these men had to take from a woman? There we go. Very sexy. Thank you. Drizzle, drizzle. Y'all need to just come out and just let it be known. You have a Dochi out there waiting for you. It's okay. No judgment. We understand. It was a bunch of ladies after the sprinkle, sprinkle. They said, hey, you know what? I don't want to be strong and independent no more. This is what the ladies were saying. They said, you know what? Right now, I'm in my soft girl era phase, is what the ladies were saying. I don't think so, Davey. I think you good, Davey Dix. What did the man come up with after that? I wonder. When the girls came up with, I'm in my soft girl era, what did the guys come up with? Huh? I wonder. That's what they did. They took yet another thing for females. Soft guy era. Black Hawk, you funny as hell. Oh man. So that's yet another thing that they took from women. So like when you start to really think about it, right? And you really break it down, Haitian the sensational one, right? You start to see that hey, a lot of these men are not like this. It's this whole time for the past 10 years, we've been living in this fake falsehood that men are the best at everything. To be honest with you. He can say, like, yeah, men are funnier than women, they're the best comedians. Man, it's only about 2 to 5 comedians that we actually believe that are funny, that are men. Majority of them, they ain't even funny. Like the main thing is that right, even from back in the Eddie Murphy and all them, the shit that we find funny is when they try to act like women. When they talking ish about women, the things that most of you men find funny. I don't know what Paul talking about. Paul just talking to be talking. This is what a lot of these men do. They just grab some ish and just throw it against the screen and hope that somebody speak about it. But when you just really peel back the onion, you turn this into a cry fest, you realize these men are not really funny. They just really disrespectful. And they really just disrespectful. And so what it is that a lot of these men are hurt. And so what they see when they see a man on stage talking ish about a woman, they be like, oh yeah, that's funny because these men are hurt. That's what I'm starting to realize. These men are really hurt and they don't know how to express themselves. And I'm sorry. I apologize to all the sassy men out there that is on their period. I had no idea what I was doing to you. I did not know I was messing up your DH balance. I apologize. Is it too late to apologize? Oh, and then so we got Bud over here. No, but that is true. Like you can't. It is what it is. Like they would keep saying these nonsense, right? They would just throw out random slurs at me, but they can't back up none of the words they saying. What's up, Bubba? All they do is steal from women's perspective. They take all of the funny things that women do and then they put it in a man's body. And then they say that they are the funniest. It's crazy to me. So when I go to Izzy panel and we just having a conversation about Carmelo Anthony, about this young man that is a very good kid. His grades show for it. He goes to school. He goes to work. He's on a track team. Athletic. He's a great kid. That's right, Natasha. These men be on their period. Absolutely. And they DH balances off because they don't want to be honest about themselves and just come out the closet. It's all right. Just come out the closet already. It is a Dochi out there waiting for you. And this is how we know they have a real problem. We know that a lot of these men be on a dirty because every time I'm having a conversation, I'm focusing the conversation. It's okay. Let them talk. It is okay. We don't have to time nobody out. We're not sensitive like how they are. And here's the thing. Every time we having a conversation, they could never actually rebuttal against my words. They want to throw other insults out. Like, so I go to No Captivity's channel yesterday, I believe it was. I had a little few minutes. I was having a good time. Everybody went outside. They went to go walk. And then so I go to No Freezy's channel. Great channel. My guy, Next Level Moving Forward. He was hosting a panel there. I was like, let me go hang out and check out my homie. Had a great topic, beautiful conversation. So I'll go up, hit the link. I'm adding to the conversation. I'm talking towards what was being said. And then the attack starts. And then see, even Devin D, he swear that they rebuttal things that I say. I would love for Devin D to come up here and explain to me what did they rebuttal that I said. They don't rebuttal what I say. What they do is they attack me. They attack my character. They attack my personality. They attack my channel. They attack everything else except for the words that I'm saying. And some men are just so stupid that they just follow along with it. Yeah, that's right. They cooking you, Sharon. Like the man Rahotep came up there. I'm talking to the topic. And the man Rahotep is doing what? He's talking about something that somebody else said. Oh, and that Sharon, he's just like Chaotic Truth, and Sharon is like this, and Sharon did this. It's probably because the woman you married. This is a man. He didn't say nothing that attacked what I am saying. And the craziest part about it, why this man, Rahotep, did not address anything what I said. He want to attack me and my family like they normally do, because when I bring that mirror up and his old ass realized that he got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, the upper room, he compares me to Chaotic Truth, and he said me and Chaotic Truth is exactly the same, and we both, a coon. And then you know what happened 20 minutes later, y'all? 20 minutes later, that man Rahotep was sitting up on Chaotic's Truth channel. This shit is sad. This shit is sad. What's up, Otisu? I do not understand it, Sugar. Sugar Bum, I really do not understand it. And then so Devin D said, and then we have Denied Facts. He came up there. He said, Sharon, I agree with you, but I don't agree with 100% you said. Okay. But you haven't picked out something that you disagree with yet. What you disagree was that, hey, other men. So this is the thing. This is when we know that these men are all on a period together. He is so afraid that the other men are going to call him a simp for agreeing with truthful things that I say. What's up, Freedom? They are so afraid that they are going to agree with truthful things that I say, and other men's going to call them names is why they get scared. Because they trying to sugar bum. You're right. They want me to themselves. They want me. They want to mess up. They want to try to get me on the period too. But no, sir. I walk 15 minutes this way, 15 minutes that. I do at least 2 push-ups a day. I keep the estrogen away. Because they actually believe 100%. They believe that you got to be disrespectful towards ladies. And this is the only way you can get respect in this goddamn manosphere space. But guess what? I ain't no sucker. Literally and figuratively, I ain't that. You other men that just want to agree with men just because they're men, you are suckers, both literally and figuratively. Y'all ain't no different to Kanye before he turned 14. You ain't no different. That's why you scared to just be honest. Then he want to say, so that was denied facts, right? He literally said he agrees with me, but he don't want to say that he agrees with me. He said it literally on the stream that he is afraid that the other men are going to make him feel scared. The reason why I got the panel because all these men claim, these 4 individuals that came up there to argue with me claim that I don't matter. But yes, you came up here to talk to me when I was talking to the topic. But yet, none of these men would say, hey, why y'all don't go up on his channel and have a conversation with him then? What are you scared of? Because they know they're going to get faced with the truth, the ugly truth. Speaking of the ugly truth, let's start with Fantastic when he came up there as well. Speaking of the ugly truth. Speaking of the ugly truth, let's talk about Fantastic when he came up there. He acted as if I called him up there. What's up, Roy Sam? What's up, Brownie? Good day to you. So what we understand that I push the link out all the time. Hey, we want to have a conversation. You have a disagreement. Hey, we can have a conversation. Don't wait until I go somewhere else to now you find your way to argue with me because what? It makes you feel good. They let out yo, see, this is what it is. This is what I'm starting to realize, that my masculine energy what makes someone to release their feminine energy. That's why when they see me, they're like, oh, yes, I can finally talk to them and I can scream and yell at them. And I'm going to say a whole bunch of nothing. And you know what's crazy? They brought up Imperius in the argument. Sharon, you always bring up Imperius. Imperius be in my chat complaining why you don't want to let me up and talk. It's literally what happens. But they say on my channel, I allow racist people to come and just say whatever. He literally be in the chat and say, Sharon, let me up. I want to talk. He literally jumps in the back when I drop. They say, Sharon, you don't want to have a conversation. You don't want to talk. I'm just bringing out the ugly truth, Don. And speaking of the ugly truth, me and Mr. Fantastic, we had a conversation. And he was saying how it's so crazy. The very first thing, he had no disagreements with what I said, but he wanted to come up there and just argue with me because he got to get that feminine energy out somehow. And the only way you can get that feminine energy out is by talking to somebody masculine. But I don't want that shit. Like when you on your period, sir, go ahead and handle what you need to go handle. Go to the gym. You're a good boxer and all that. Go ahead and box it out. I don't want to unbox with you. Tony Garner, your man had a whole Durian episode. his DH balance is off, and he had to come up on the panel because he seen me outside of my channel, and he's like, yes, I can finally talk to Sharon and let me argue with him. And what he said, first thing he come up and say, I don't like the fact that you are pro-black and you have a white wife. This is the first thing he says. Don't talk about anything that I'm actually saying. What do you disagree with what I said? Nothing. He disagrees that I am talking positive and productive about black people. And when we say black people, mainly we're talking about black women. They do not like the fact that I talk positive and productive about women because I'm being honest about the information that I see in front of me. Because I'm honest about the information that I see in front of me. They want to say, hey, but you didn't find one black woman to be with is their excuse. But then all you have to do is peel back the onion and turn this into a cry fest. Right, Remy? So now I'm not black anymore. Now I don't have black children. I don't have black nieces, nephews, cousins, mothers, sisters, none of that. But then all I did was ask him a simple question. So does that mean Harry Belafonte is not pro-black? He couldn't answer it. Does that mean that Frederick Douglass is not pro-black? Oh, he has nothing to say. We could go down a long list. Is Maya Angelou, is she not pro-black anymore? Because it is so crazy. Like, they do not want, thank you, Kasim. I appreciate that. They do not want to argue what I'm actually saying. They want to paint a narrative to make other people believe what they want to believe because they are on their period. They are upset that a man could be authentically themselves and build something from the ground up is what they are upset about because they cannot figure out for the life of Mr. Fantastic cannot figure out for the life of him how in the world Sharon Bracey, small YouTube channel, is getting the same numbers as me. And I don't have the same reach as him. I ain't named the Prince of No Manosphere. I ain't no co-host of no big platform. Other people, like, he don't understand it. And this is their problem. They don't understand that. They just don't have the talent that they think they have. What you have is a time difference on me. That is it. Because I'm willing to grind much harder than whatever you think that you are doing. I'm actually witty. I'm actually having conversation in real time. I actually speak about things that I experience and things that I don't have good experience on. I said, hey, baby, you should have, when I want to have a conversation about being sovereign, I'll say, yo, Otis, can you please have a conversation with these folks? When I realize I'm not getting through to the young men, I'll go say, Kasim, I'm a little bit too harsh for them. They feel like I'm attacking them. Somehow Kasim is able to say the same message I'm saying, but he's able to get it to there where they can hear it. It is what it is. I'm a little bit too rough around the edges. I understand that. Maybe it's the construction background. I don't play around. I don't play around with people. I don't sugarcoat men or women. I don't sugarcoat shit. Especially with men. I don't have no time to be sugarcoating things with y'all. You're a grown man. How you don't understand what you're doing? And again, so we have plenty of examples of men that are in prominent spaces where they are pro-black with being in interracial relationships. So it's null and void, Devin D. I wonder what. So now I want to know, how can you explain that Mr. Rimtastic said anything proper that cooked me? Where? And this goes to show how many men would just want to side with other men because they have some kind of status in their mind. They don't have no goddamn backbone to stand up on. This is why every time when they come here, they're scared to hit the link. Literally, somebody will come up and say hello. They jump off the panel. Scary. And then as soon as I go out in another space, they want to have a conversation with me and trying to attack me and my family, not the words that I'm saying. It is a dolce out there for you, sir. I'm sorry that you're on your period, but I'm not equipped to deal with a man on his period. I am not equipped for that. And then he goes on to attack everything. Like, bruh, do you not understand that everything that you're attacking, you don't have? And the fact that you are scared, literally, look at the suggestions that he said. I'll come up when you wearing the pants on this channel. Look at this, literally scared. Literally, the man said, this is why on my channel I allow people to talk, because you let them talk long enough, whether they being dishonest and they building off a fallacy, the truth will come out of them. So later on in the conversation, I was quiet. I just let them get it all out, because clearly they got to get that dairy out of their body. You know, I'm the one that's gonna pull it out of them, because I don't hold no punches. I don't really care about their feelings. If they go ahead and cry in the car, I don't give a damn about none of that ish. I don't care. And I'm sorry. I really don't. I don't care about your feelings. I'm a goddamn man. I think the weird part, this is why they do enjoy certain people that treat them with kid gloves a little bit nicer. But the weirdest part, the people that treat them with kid gloves, they won't do that with the people that they're training. People that do kids coaching do not even treat those children that they are playing football and basketball. They are coaching these kids up to be football players and basketball players and any kind of sport play. They don't even treat them with kids gloves. They talk to them like they little young grown men. It's wild. It's wild that somebody like Paul really, we understand that Paul Lance is probably just it's probably just an avatar, and it's probably somebody else, because they're not really gonna show who they really are. We know that. We know that these men cannot be honest and be seen in my chat. We know that these men would say, Sharon, I never do a show about you, but any place I go. So this is the trick that they try to do. So they wait until I go somewhere else and I'm having a conversation. They bring up something that has nothing to do with the topic at hand and make the conversation about me and say, see? And then when they go on it, so they get it all out because they wait until I go to other places to confront me. So they can say that technically, hey, I never talked about you on my channel, but clearly I'm on your mind. You know everything about my life. You know who my wife is, my children. They try to talk about my baby mothers. He talked about my demonetization. He talked about everything. And what he said at the end of it, he said, "Why would I come to your show to help you make money?" And there go the truth. And there we go. That's what Mr. Fantastic said. He literally said, I'm a hater, Sharon, and I hate the fact that you are winning. And I would never go to your show because I don't want to help another black man. It is what it is. Not a black man that's going to hold me accountable. No, it's not true because no, it's not because of a one-on-one, because I could have a one-on-one conversation with them. When I go to other places and then they try to attack me, those are not one-on-one conversations. It ain't nothing to hash out when somebody is on their goddamn period. This is the problem that y'all not understanding. Y'all men are not men. Y'all scary. Y'all want other men to collar you. You want other men to agree with you. You want other men to say, yes, I understand you. It's weird to me. All of a sudden, when something happens on my channel, it is this grand scheme of content strategy. Sharon, you only do that because, so what is you doing? What is it? It's because they don't want me to win being a man. They want to keep redefining what manhood is. They want to have this fake manhood that they keep trying to represent that they cannot hold on to themselves. Yet on all these other platforms that they are on, they are literally on platforms where they have bounties. But the problem is that the other platforms that they are on, they are lovers of men. And so they let men say anything because they think men are funny when they being disrespectful towards women. This is why most of the comedy skits that they love to recite, it ain't even funny. It's about disrespecting women. Because these men is something really wrong with them. Just go ahead and ask them any comedian, what's your favorite comedian? They would say their favorite comedian. Then you ask them, what's your favorite joke? And I could damn near guarantee 95% of the time, their favorite joke is a man talking about a woman. They will literally say how Fantastic will literally say how he is for a black man and then talk about a young black kid that is not a hoodlum. He'll literally blame me for everything that every content creator attempts to do. It's crazy. Like the crazy thing, what's up, MJ? The crazy thing, Mr. Fantastic is not even known for his own platform. You're not even known for your own platform. You've been building that thing for over 10, 5, whatever, how many years? And you just upset that I can able to achieve the same thing you can do in a very short amount of time because I'm authentically myself. I don't fake the funk. I don't lie. I don't make myself a single person and try to act like I cannot find a woman. You know you don't want one. All these women out in the world, you can't find one? Boy, if you don't get the F out of here. You act like you have all the answers to why these things is happening? It's crazy. And then do I even need to have a conversation about the rim prints? About how much of a joke he is? And they only argument is that, hey, I'm the one that's pandering, I'm the one that's catering and all these things. But what am I saying that you disagree with? This is the key thing that I need y'all to understand, especially all the men that are secretly watching. Because this is the thing. We know it's a bunch of men secretly watching. We know Rahotep is one of those secret watchers that loves Sharon. He can't wait to have a conversation with me. But somehow, some way, even though he called me all these names, I'm a coon and all these things. You know, the first thing he did, he ran over to the Chaotic Truth channel and he was having a conversation over there for hours. Oh, speaking of it. Even though he'll call me and say that I'm not for who you running over to. What's up, Leslie? Good day, sir. And I just want men to start being men again. And we could be honest about our shortcomings. And so this way we could build and move forward in life. This is how we build and grow communities. Make sure that you be honest with yourself. Because all these lies, they start to build up in your chest, and that's how you get your period. And you don't know how to express it. Then every time you see a man like me that's being authentically himself, doesn't care about if you say his hands is jazzy, I don't give a damn about none of that. And then when I start pulling that goddamn feminine energy up out of your body, get that estrogen level back down, so this way your DH balance won't be so goddamn off. What up, Cassius Clay? You know what I'm saying? I gotta give you that Darian pill because some of you men, y'all been on that red pill so much and y'all don't really understand that red pill is the estrogen pill. Shout out to the 144 people watching. Make sure y'all hit that like and that share button. Thank you so much. Because that's the only way I'm going to build up my new channel. And y'all already know, if you can, hit the Cash App, hit the like and the share, because that's what I need. We got to get the other channel up to 500 subs, please. I appreciate you. Don't be afraid. So again, Paul, I don't understand what is it that you confused about? I'm always gonna be pro me. I don't get that at all. I don't understand that. What makes you think? So why is it that I'm the one that gotta be pro white and she's not pro black? This is how badly these people. This is how badly they think of black men. This is why they want Carmelo Anthony to be a hoodlum, a hooligan. That's why they cannot actually have a conversation, because they want to keep black men down in the dump so that anything that a black man does, it has to be less than somebody else. It is no way in the world, and these men mind believe that I can actually be running my household. It doesn't matter if my wife was white or black. It's just something that they use. Because they actually think it hurts me or it does something. But in reality, it doesn't show anything about me. It shows more about you. It shows more about who you are when you are talking down without actually putting no evidence forward. It shows. You don't have no leg to stand on. You have no points to prove. These are the no good, ain't ish, red pill, incel, manosphere men. And they don't even realize how much they are harming themselves by saying BS rhetoric. So again, Candace Owens have nothing to do with me. Candace Owens is doing whatever she says. Whatever she says, I could go ahead and combat her words, and I would never bring up her husband. That's the point, Paul. I could disagree with whatever she is saying and not bring up her husband. But a lot of you men, y'all on your deriot, so y'all not smart enough to do that. Anytime y'all see somebody that is better than you, because I am the authority over a lot of you men. And this is the problem. And y'all are afraid. This is what children do to their fathers. They try to, but dad, what about when you did it? Y'all don't even realize how y'all my sons. Y'all don't even realize how y'all my sons. That's the craziest part about it. This is what children do to their dad. Because they know for a fact that they could go to their dad and their dad is going to give them the proper advice and the proper pushback. That's the person that they can learn how to communicate with. So they're going to challenge their dad to the utmost. You my sons. And I ain't get a Father's Day card from none of y'all, which is sad. It's sickening. It's okay. I'm sorry that I cannot go to each one of your houses and have a conversation, sit you down and give you a hug. I apologize for that. But still, I'm still your daddy. And that's why you buck up. This is what people don't understand. When you talking to young children, what they do is they come up and they say, no, but you did this and you did that. And what about when this happened? And they will bring up so many irrelevant things. And this is why you got to bring them back in. Being that father figure that I am, I'm trying to let people like Paul, my son Paul, understand. No, son, you're going at this the wrong way. You need to get rid of the deriod. You need to put that red pill away, son. What's up, Robin? You need to put that red pill away, son. This is why you're on your period. You see all this energy that you got? That ain't the proper energy that you should be having as a grown-ass man. See, now Paul, like this is the thing. They told me I can't review other people's streams because that's me. Clearly, I don't that 90% of my shit is about other people's stuff. It's crazy. That's right, EJ. But people like Paul, he would never actually hit the link and have a conversation with me at all. So I just want to let y'all men know that. And then now let's also get into this goddamn crazy ass situation. This situation is crazy. This is crazy to me. And it all translates into these things. Because let me also explain this too, before I get into my thoughts on this shit that I'll be talking about. Oh, going there, I know, and it's crazy how these men be on a period. It's crazy to me. Yo, Robin M, it's crazy. That was insane to me. The weirdest part about it is that Mr. Fantastic himself was on DJ Hamp's channel. This might be risky, saying and complaining and crying, saying how white women are so great. It is so weird. When it fits their narrative, it's okay. White women are the best women in America. White women don't do this, and white women don't do that. They literally had to have a conversation. Aaron and DJ Hamp and said, Fantastic, you are wild. It's so crazy to me. Somebody like Mr. Fantastic would try to attack my wife, but then say, yeah, Paul Pierce is right for saying what he's saying. Like, it's crazy. So, but Paul Pierce saying that he only date white women, it's okay because it fits his narrative, right? That he want to push black women down, even though Mr. Fantastic is for black folks, even though all day his whole ideology is built on disrespecting black women. All day. Yes. But see, that's what they trying to do, Ms. Jada. They trying to say things that is wild so they could get a that's what they trying to do, so they could try to use that as an excuse too. That's what they do. MJ said, hey, Sharon, enough is enough. Shout out to the guest show. About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, man, what does it say? It's that stop entertaining riffraff. They get off on it. Ooh, that is a great point. And we know any super chat is over a certain amount, we get coming. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That is very true. It is okay when Shannon Sharp does it. It's okay when Paul Pierce do it. The dude Gravy, when he said it, and all of a sudden it was all good. And like, yeah. Oh, but when Sharon do it, oh, you can't do it. These men are double-minded, and it is sad how double-minded they are. And you know, the crazy part, like Narrows and Dollars won't call it out. Paul won't call it out. Devin D won't call it out. And clearly they must be afraid of of the other men because they believe in some hierarchy. They believe that these other men got power over them. That's what it gotta be. It gotta be that these men believe that these other men have power over them, that they cannot challenge their thoughts. And then I woke up this morning, I checked the news and think, wow, speaking of the white woman, racism is really out here thriving like it's a 401k. Because that's what happened in Minnesota. A woman at the park called a 5-year-old autistic black child the N-word. Got caught on camera, and instead of facing consequences, what happened? Can somebody tell me? Instead of facing consequences, she raised $600,000 from people who apparently thought, yeah, let's fund this. Now, I don't know about you, but I thought racism was supposed to be sneaky. You know, coded language, dog whistles. You know, that's one of the things they love to say. You know, the kind of stuff where people pretend they're not racist while being racist, which we see happen on a day-to-day basis on these panels and on these shows. We hear what they are saying. But nah, this lady said, I'm going to do it in broad daylight in a park in front of children and then profit off of it. That's the wildest part. You know what's the wildest part about it? The wildest part about it, it worked. It worked. That this lady seen a clearly autistic child grab some toy at a park, which is normal for kids, whether it's an autistic child or not. And it's normal for kids to grab toys and just want to play with them. She grabbed it from the autistic kid and started calling the kid all types of N-word this and N-word that. And she justified because he grabbed some goddamn toy. This is the justification. This is the same thing that happened to me. They try to find something to justify, to spew out their hatred. All it takes is one thing to happen. All of a sudden, all gloves is off. It went from grabbing a toy to an N-word kid to a racial slur. It went from grabbing a toy to a racial slur. This is the escalation. This is why I brought it up and bringing it full circle. Just like I'm having a conversation. Oh, but you got a white wife. What the fuck? Where's this escalation at? How you go from grabbing a toy to racial slurs? These are two kids, 5-year-old kids. How do you do that? Because you always had hate in your heart. And clearly a lot of people in marriage, $600,000 worth of hatred is spewing out in the world. Where are all the people that was crying and screaming and yelling and saying, hey, this gift and go that Carmelo got? And one day she counted Carmelo 600,000 with her own 600,000 for calling a young autistic black kid a N-word. Where's all these people that's supposed to be outraged? She started up saying, hey, I just need 100,000 to protect my family. Protect your family from what? You are the aggressive one. And this is the problem that we have in. She's the aggressive one. And now all of a sudden, look, this is what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, black is saying, now we control actions of white people funding on their own. But when it was the other way around, Carmelo Anthony, you did not say that. You were saying how it was wrong. So why you cannot just be a man and say, yeah, man, you know what? That's effed up that she was able to get a bunch of other racist people to support a racist narrative and just be honest about it. But what you say, well, I can't do nothing about it. But when we talk about Carmelo, What did they say? It says, wow to me. And it's clear to see that black men do not want other black men to do anything good. Black Beauty, that's why it was so crazy to me, right? He was the main one that be talking about that stuff. Robin M is crazy. And so, and this is what and this is what the MAGA effect is, right? It's racism without the mask. Now let's talk about why this is happening, because this ain't just about one woman in Minnesota. This is about a movement. The MAGA movement didn't invent racism, but it sure made it comfortable enough to say the quiet part out loud. It's like before racists was sneaky, whispering their nonsense in private, but now they are like, yeah, I said it, and yeah, I say it again. And also, here's my GoFundMe link. Here's my Give, Send, Go link. Hey, everybody, I said something racist, now help me. And this is what happens when you normalize hate. When you tell people that being politically incorrect isn't just telling it like it is, where you make folks believe being openly racist is some kind of a brave act, and suddenly you got people thinking they are freedom fighters because they called a kid a slur at a playground, or they call a woman a slur on a panel. Like, man, you are not Rosa Parks. I'm sorry. You're just a terrible person. This is crazy to me. This is what they actually believe. They don't realize how they are the hateful ones. They really believe that they are the freedom fighters. These red pill incel ministers, men, they're no different. They ain't no different. They really believe that they are. This is why they come up here and they go ahead and talk bad about a certain gender and a certain race of gender, because they believe that they are freedom fighters. You are not a freedom fighter. And what these panels, these red pill incel, these manosphere, these no good suckers did, they made it okay to talk down on a gender and a race of a gender. This is about a movement. It ain't just about this one white woman in Minnesota. It's not. And y'all got a little too goddamn comfortable. They will literally argue me down, and then this woman will literally talk down on a young black autistic kid and get 600,000, and he worried about if I got $1 cash app and who send a super chat. Let's talk about that 600,000, because that's the real kicker. This woman didn't just say something valid. She got rewarded for it. And that tells you everything you need to know about where we are as a country, because apparently there's a whole economy. It's a whole economy of racism now. Let me drink some more water. You say something hateful, you go viral. Claim you the victim, and boom, instant payday. Meanwhile, the actual victim, the 5-year-old autistic child, gets what? Trauma, a lesson how the world works, a pat on the back for the NAACP. Because let's be real, if this kid had raised 600,000, people would be out here saying, oh, this is just woke culture. This is just victim mentality. But when a racist raise money, it's free speech. Correct? It's free speech. This isn't about one woman. This is about how hate is being monetized. It's about how certain groups feel empowered to be openly racist because they know they're protected. It's about how MAGA movement has turned bigotry into a brand. This is why the black conservatives move a certain way, correct? And it's about how somehow in 2025, we still having the same conversation our grandparents have. Donald Trump recently said, oh, who is this cracking girl? She got low IQ. You got some goddamn nerve. Openly say that as the goddamn president. The same president that said he's going to beat the damn Pope. The disrespect is crazy. And then yesterday on May the 4th be with you, he posed himself as a goddamn Star Wars character. What is going on? He in there with a goddamn red lightsaber. Talking about let the 4th be with you. What's wrong with y'all? And let's be real, this ain't just a Minnesota problem. This is happening everywhere. People are getting bolder, louder, and more shameless. That's the worst part. And they think that they are heroes. That's the crazier part. They think they standing up for something. But what they really do is proving that racism never left and it's just a marketing team now. And again, you know, we'll see. I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link for anybody that's willing to come up. Anybody that feel like they are threatened by a bounty, or you gotta say, hey, I want to have a conversation with you for a few minutes without me getting bounty. That's fine. Just say it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And it's simple. We got to stop letting hate get paid. We got to stop letting people profit off of racism like it's a goddamn side hustle. And we got to stop pretending that this is just free speech when it's really funded ignorance. Because at the end of the day, this ain't about politics. This is about basic human decency. And if you need 600 to justify your racism, maybe, just maybe you the actual problem. It's freaking crazy. Welcome to the show, Miss Jalen. Good day.
Good day. How are you? Good day, chat. Man, they were hitting you on all sides. I was watching it this morning because I'm up from 4, so it was just crazy. And it's even crazier that I was called a racist in your chat today. And it's weird because I learned a lot being out in this space. A lot. And you know what I learned? People are not going to like you because they just not going to like you. No matter who you're friends with or what clique you hang out, people are just, for whatever reason, they're just not going to like you. Period. And I don't have a racist bone in my body. Not a one. But because I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair, 60 years old, and all these false narratives. And I read something yesterday because I was in the movies. I saw your movie. You owe me $18, by the way. I saw Sinners yesterday, and it was funny because on the screen it says silence is golden. I was like, damn, I wanted to screenshot it so I could keep it. And I was like, it's true. And I'm much older than all of you. And I can't sit here going back and forth with you, but it's just the shit that comes out of your mouths is just, y'all trolls, I get it. Y'all been here since YouTube been around. I'm not an internet person, but I'll save it for Friday to say what I gotta say. I don't want to ruin your show. No, Sharon, look, they don't like what you say. They don't like what I say. They don't like what people say in the chat. But it's drama is what gets their juices flowing. And the thing is that I can't come up here and tell you how to speak to people. You know, like people just find what you say offensive. They don't agree with you. And I saw, like I said, I saw the video this morning. And I don't know how you deal with these people. I really don't. I don't know how you like they attack your wife, they attack your kids, they attack your daughter. Even the pretty women out here, even the ugly women, y'all gonna get attacked either way. If as long as you keep saying no to them, that's the problem. You keep saying no. I heard one lady talking, on the video, and she was like, I don't understand. She's gonna learn. Like she just learned that it's all a game. If they're in your DMs and you don't kick it with them, or you're not paying attention, they're gonna go against you eventually. Just like even the trolls did it to me. I seen it with my own eyes. Them talking shit about me, and I blocked them. And I told them today, do me a favor. If you feel the way you feel about me, just block me. Y'all take this internet too serious. Y'all play too many games. I was watching one of my content creators, and she was doing content on someone, and the person passed.
Damn.
He got deleted by his husband. I don't know. I've never seen him personally. Like I just learning who he is, but it was some internet BS. Like, but they want his brother spoke out and say he wants to be spoken about positivity, but these people don't want positivity. You're wasting your time. And there's one last thing, and I'm out of here because I gotta finish working. Attacking subs, attacking people, attacking us on YouTube. It was okay when I was supporting all these channels. Now I'm racist. I'm all of these things. But who laugh last? You ain't pushing me off this channel. It's just not gonna happen. You could call me a Power Ranger. You could call me whatever you want. No, Robin, I'm not literally mad every day. I'm looking at the chat now, and I've been blocked you because I saw what you did, and you just like everybody else, you fake as hell. You understand? You fake as hell, and you know what? You just mad because I got a wrench and you didn't. You mad because you're the first one running around here talking shit, and then when it comes to you, you don't like it, right? And the same thing like your buddy Sugar Bum. She been blocked since a year ago, talking about I'm after married men. That's all y'all do is chit chat and lie and make fake drama and fake narratives. You understand? So at the end of the day, none of you don't mean anything. No, you mad because you can't show your face. You mad because you can't show your face. You mad because you told me that I should be with a white man, but I'm with a black man, and you mad because you told me my condolences. No, you mad, Robin, because you are a troll. You understand? You are a troll. You are a liar, and you're fake as the rest of these people. And you mad because I blocked you because you don't mean shit to me. Just like Devin Broped ass, right? Calling me a racist. He's mad because why? Because he come over here talking crap all the time. I've shown my face, Robin. That's the problem. You missed it. You all missed it. Okay? No, I don't smoke cigarettes, Sugar Bum. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke. This is my voice. You mad because you're a dude. And they, oh no, wait a minute. You have a twin sister. Oh, you see? See, all our information is sold in the background, and you are so busy trying to say, oh, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. all they do is get together with us, right? They get together with us and take our information and sell our information. And all you do is make this fake bullshit. You get all this fake bullshit. No, I agree, Robin. I greeted you every day, but then you got in your fifis because you're a woman. You got in your fifis like you was one day you bipolar, like the rest of you. Y'all freaking bipolar, and I don't got time for bipolar behavior. I keep telling you I'm older than the rest of you. I can't sit here keep going back and forth with you. All you want to do is just make fake content, and Sharon is trying to do real content while y'all running other channels talking shit about him. I got all the screenshots. I got like supposedly Sharon knew that I was gonna block somebody. Come on, please. No, I'm not crazy, sweetheart. I'm far from crazy. I'm far from crazy. Okay, y'all just all in these cliques. You have no good intentions being here with Sharon, and then I'm sitting here. Yeah, Auntie is mad because you're a boy wanting to be a girl or whatever the hell you are, right? And this is not even Friday. It's a Monday. Monday. And it's sad. It's just so sad that I don't live on the internet. I could disappear like this with the snap of a finger. Oh, but I'm stalking you. That's the best. I love that the most, Sharon. I see your face. I'm stalking people. And I'm like, where am I stalking you? But you know what? Like, really did it today? Like, Devin Broped. Like, you, Devin, let me tell you, you are so ugly. Like, you swear you fine. You swear you, listen, all you are is a lick. You a trick. Okay? You a trick. You got to pay for the post. Okay? Anyway, Sharon, thank you. I got I gotta get back to work because I don't know. People be like, does she got I got a job. I got a job. She got a job. She got a job. If you saw me, you guys would be really upset with me.
Okay.
I'm 60 years old in a wheelchair. No, Devin, I don't know you because you're too busy having YouTube nut in your mouth all day. That's all you do, run around in all these panels. Or lick, go like this. Lick up all that nut that you be swallowing in these back chats. Okay? No, sweetheart. You got a lot to learn. You have lots to learn. Okay? You have a lot to learn. Okay? You talk about you got a corporate job looking like a rope, just double dutch. Let's double dutch, everybody. And the nostrils, ugh, Lord, you can see the brain. You can see inside. You can see inside of his brain. No, Robin. You know what, Robin? You see, you said his name, okay, and that's why I say that's why you block and you messy, okay. That man did absolutely nothing to me. Okay. That man did absolutely nothing to me. You're the one, okay, in the background, still doing what you're doing. You see, you're so busy worried about me. Okay. I can show proof there is no connection between me and that man for more than a year. So you guys keep bringing him up and bringing up these fake narratives, right? And you want so bad to make me wrong, but you know what? I have control. I have control and I have silence. I don't have time to belittle myself with people and the likes of you. Okay? So you pump YouTube in your veins, sweetheart. Okay? So when you playing with your little top little apple and YouTube, that's all you do. You get off on YouTube. Anyway, Shimon, have
Yeah.
a beautiful day. Okay, everybody, like, share, subscribe. Okay,
Hmm.
let's go to the next channel.
Hmm.
Okay, let's grow over there. Okay,
We
and
almost
then
there. We almost at 500. We need 150 more to get to 500, y'all.
we
Let's
need
do it.
150 more. 150
Let's get it
more.
together.
150. You know what, Sugar Bone? Let me say this on my way out. I am not married. I don't have children, so I can't be a grandma. And my womb is better than yours. Okay, because I still can have children. Okay, but I'm not like your raggedy ass and your other raggedy ass friend. Oh, wait a minute. Does she got children? I don't give a fuck. Bye, Shaman. Bitch.
All right, I got two people in the background. Uh, I'm gonna bring them up. Uh, I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna bring up in the order that they came in. So, welcome to the show, ruled by Venus. And then I got one more person. I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna bring you up too, but I don't want it to be too crazy. So I'm gonna bring you up in just a second, so this way everything can be nice and calm. Go ahead, Venus. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear a lot of it. I just came up. But what are you doing? Like a one-on-one thing today? What are you doing?
I know, I'm just having a conversation. I'm just making sure everything is safe because the other person in the back, y'all be having some smoke for each other. I want to make sure everything is good and y'all can just have a conversation.
Oh, the
Everybody,
person in the back who be having who's that?
Afro nerd.
Oh, I'm not entertaining any arguments with these
Okay,
people. So
okay,
that's not
perfect.
happening. I
All
will
right.
drop. I'm not doing it.
Now, I was talking about this lady before I bring them up. I was talking about the lady that used a racial slur against a 5-year-old autistic child, and now she raised 600,000. And I don't see nobody batting an eyelash over it. Carmelo Anthony trying to defend himself. He raised 600,000. It's all this outrage. I don't understand for the life of me how that is possible, but it is this MAGA situation where there is okay for people to spew out hatred. And this is what it translates to. It started with just MAGA, and then it went to the black conservatives, and now we get to this whole thing where everybody is okay with just getting a profit off the hate. And this is what kind of happened to me yesterday. This is a part of this whole idea of getting profit off the hate. And this is why they try to attack me when I go outside of anything outside of my channel, in my opinion.
So I was saying this yesterday in the chat over there. Uh, the way black men treat each other is problematic, and nobody addresses that, right? It's like, okay, white supremacy is an issue, which it is. Women
Mhm.
are an issue, which they are. But I think the biggest enemy of black men are black men, first and foremost. Because, yes, even with the Carmelo Anthony situation, it was black men who were demonizing this young man, going out of their way to paint him to be some criminal and wanting him to suffer the worst consequences, right? And then to your point, they turned a blind eye when other races do horrible things to us, right? They're not as outraged, they're not as compassionate. They don't have all of these feelings. It's almost like in the reverse. And so I think it's a self-hatred thing with
Mm.
some of these black men, and just this need to, whenever they see a reflection of themselves, which is another black man, they only see negativity, right? That's why it's
Mm.
easy to demonize this young boy. It's easy, like, remember that woman who they said threw the hot water on the cop and the cops deleted
Well,
her in her house?
he didn't even get a chance to, but yeah.
Yeah. And again, it was a lot of black men who were justifying her being gunned down in her home by white police. Or if you pay attention to who's usually in support of those things, it's black men specifically. So there is some like deep internalized self-hate that nobody is talking about. But you have to ask yourself, if every time you see another black man who's a reflection of you, black man, why don't you ever give him the benefit of the doubt? Why aren't you ever on his side? And then the things that you guys do jump on board for are horrible. Like, we could have men on here talking about beating women, and the black men will support that man, right? So they'll get on board for all of the wrong behavior, and then they won't show support for any of the right behavior.
Yeah. No, I was yes, I agree. When you are cooking it up, and I was just Sean Dave saying, what is these things? It's just these are scars. I got stitches over here. I got stitches over here. That's just you know,
What happened? You had a fight?
plenty.
Oh,
Because I
those are
have
old scars. Okay.
they used to say, hey, the same thing that happened to me here, it used to happen to me in real life. Venus, they can't whoop me by themselves.
Hmm. No, I understand. Um.
So, that it is a thing that I think now we could actually see it though. Like you see how you was able to pinpoint it very precisely. We have enough evidence now to see it, and we could backtrack all these men that's on a period. That is something going on with them
Hmm.
because
I
they.
really think that has a lot to do with it. It's the internalized self hatred, and a lot of people can't. They're blind to it if they suffer from that, right? You are conditioned to view everything outside of black as better and view
Mm,
black as worse. That's why, again, they don't give black people the benefit of the doubt. They will quickly jump to the most negative conclusion whenever black people are in these situations. And them same people will defend white people who are clearly wrong. Like you can see the internalized racism that they have against their own group because they start sounding like a white racist person. They have all
mm.
these excuses for white people and they have no grace for black people, but you're a black person. That doesn't make any sense.
None whatsoever. And the crazy part is that so this is another rhetoric that they would say if you disagree with anything of black we hate ourselves. And so the problem is that majority of the time y'all not disagreeing with any kind of logic or anything that is pushing us towards that ideology. You're just saying things, right? So like like so I dropped the link. I'm gonna let Afro nerd up. I think y'all be probably most likely good on this topic. I don't think y'all gonna really disagree that much. Hopefully, I'm about to bring him up in a second, but they would not actually have words to back up this disagreement part. Just like yesterday when they were trying to attack me, it was no real disagreement. They was just trying to attack me and attack anything that's around me. Anything that they was trying to just say things that say, hey, I'm gonna find something that's gonna piss them off instead of actually attacking the words that I'm saying. Because most of the men, they actually really agree with me, but they just don't want to agree with me because they're gonna get attacked by other men is the issue. Welcome to the
Oh, and
show.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I would like to address that comment about every time we disagree is self hatred.
Mm-hmm.
No, disagreement is disagreement, and self hatred is self hatred, and we know the difference, right?
Mm.
Now, if I disagree with something HQ says, I should have some sound arguments to express to her what I disagree with, right? And this is where you guys don't understand. This is how you expose your bias. When you're always quick to go against the black person in a scenario, but then none of your arguments following it make any sense. And when you guys almost start adding details that aren't there, you start making things up to try to prove a point. That's when you expose yourselves and we can see the bias. So it's not about disagreement. We know what internalized self hatred looks like. We know. And feel free to come up here and correct me if you think I'm wrong, but that's all I had.
Perfect. Welcome to the show. Afro Nerd, what's your thoughts?
Hey, Sharon, what's up, man?
I'm
And good
doing
morning
well.
to everyone on the panel. So, first of all, listen, man, you have my sympathies, empathies with what you're going through. Going back to being demonetized and all that. I hope you're able to kind of figure out a way. I sent you some stuff behind the scenes to hopefully assist you, a template and all that stuff. So hopefully we can get you back in the black. Okay,
I appreciate that. That was a nice
know,
play of words.
yeah, yeah, right. So, a few things, right? So I know that I want to talk about this woman who's I looked at her GoFundMe. It's not really a GoFundMe, but it's whatever it is. It's like $650,000, man.
Crazy.
650,000. Matter of fact, if you blink, it goes up a couple of hundred grand, because I think a few days ago it was like 350 and now it's 650.
Not only that, Afro Nerd, she started off with just 100,000. She moved it up because she was getting so much support. She moved it up to $1 million.
Yeah. She is going to be a millionaire off of the N word, right? So we got to be honest. and I don't know if people are going to dig what I'm going to say, but I'm going to go by what I feel in my heart, right? I think Venus, we may agree or disagree, but she kind of hinted at this. This self-hatred thing with Black folk is it opens the door a little bit, or makes it a little easier when you look at it on a large scale, in a large scale way. So what I'm saying is, there's not that to me, I use the word minstrel quite a lot. I use neo minstrel, right? So when I say that, what I'm saying is someone like a Little Durk, someone like Cardi B, someone like, pick whatever, Glorilla, the rappers from 35, 40 years ago. You have an industry where many of us have been saying the N-word and making money off of it globally, where white folks can go in and buy the product, and when they recite the lyrics, there's this whole, well, can I say it? Can I say it? Kendrick played this a little bit. Kendrick would invite a white fan to recite the lyrics of his songs, and then he would lambaste the fan when they would recite the song the way that he wrote it, right? There was another rapper, I forgot I think he's deceased now. I forgot his name. I can't think of the rapper's name, but he would do the same trick, but then he would be happy about it. Right? He would be gleeful that a white person would recite his lyrics and get it directly on point. N-word, he thought it was like a toy. So you have neo minstrels who have become millionaires, kind of sort of in the same way this woman disrespected a child. So this is where Black folk are going to have to do some kind of self-reflection to address this. Even on Black YouTube is quite flagrant with the N-word usage. Now, I said it once or twice, and I was saying, we don't feel comfortable. I know people were joking, but I was trying to say it in a certain context. When we used it, we were more surgical about the usage of the word. Now we have this thing of, did he say it with the hard R? Did he say it with the A? Can white folks say it with the A? You see how crazy it is? Because if they say it with the A, you already said, well, that's not the same thing. Mm-hmm. But we know we don't want white folks to say that word, right? So we haven't really been clear on the usage, the power of the word. I'll tone down, land the planes, they say, but there's a book by Dr. Randall Kennedy, right? He's a law professor, Ivy League law professor. He has a book entitled N-word. I'm not going to say the full word, the hard R, right? The book is entitled, it's a book. Can you imagine a book about one word? Now, he's doing it as a favor because he's talking about the legality. He's talking about the history. But the fact that there's a book, a lengthy book about one word, goes to show how powerful the word. The white man invented this word. He invented a kind of atomic bomb for Black people. Well, we cannot extricate ourselves from this word. So this is a burden we have to bear. So I'm not surprised that some racist cracker decided to use this word and to monetize it. We can check this woman, but we might want to start with correcting some of this stuff with our product, this cultural product that really bears I don't see the fruit that it bears. And I'll just say this last thing on the nerd tip. I know I say the last thing on the nerd tip. As you would expect, I play video games, even as an adult. Okay, good. So I play music in the background on a Spotify, right? So there's a lot of old school, classic, and up-to-date hip-hop I play because it helps me, it energizes me, and I can tell the player on the other side is liking it when I'm playing. But you know how hard it is? How hard it is to play with your favorite musicians, whether it's Redman to whoever, Doechii. I like some of Doechii stuff. I don't like what she said. She got an issue with me as a single straight man. Anyway, right? So, but imagine if I'm playing. There's a white person, male or female, on the other side, and I'm trying to play my favorite artist, but it is very difficult to edit when I'm playing. Like it's like inward Tourette's with our music. I can't even play a music. I can't go into a business establishment. You can go into a white suburban business establishment or even in a urban business establishment, Foot Locker, whatever. they will play the latest music that has that word in there. What do? We've normalized this. We have normalized this, and now we want to be butthurt when this cracker monetizes this with abusing a child. I land the plane. Got to figure it out, man.
I don't think one has anything to do with the other. I know HQ is next. I don't understand the correlation at all. That the weaponization of the N-word against black people existed long before rap music did. So I don't see a correlation with that. But go ahead.
Can I respond? And I'll quickly. Look,
HQ
I'm
says it's okay.
gonna give a real time situation that happened with me. Yours truly. So I'm with a friend of mine. I'm in a Jeep. This is going years ago, and broad daylight, and there's some white girls in a car next to us with their windows down, right? And they are having a grand old time when DMX's "My N-Words" comes on, right? They were reciting it like, and so they're doing "My N-Words." They're reciting the song. They're singing it. And then they turn to the left and look at me and my friend, and then they sleepishly slump down in their seats. Now, personally, I didn't really have an issue with it because I was like, well, you bought the record. Like, this is what you did. Like, I can't tell you not to sing the song of your favorite artist. This is just the way things are. So, respectfully, Venus, there is a correlation. If we introduce the word, make it palatable, right? Whereas
Did you hear the part where I said white people have been weaponizing the N-word against black people way before rap music was a thing? So we cannot accredit that to rap music. That's what white racist people have always done. Nothing to do with music.
That's not what I'm saying. Music is a commercial. Music is a type of propaganda, right? So we can't be light of that. The Jewish folk know this implicitly. When it comes down to trying to promote hatred and a kind of mindset, psyops and that kind of thing, to get people to think a certain way, you can't throw stones and then act cute that you're not a contributor to it. We know other ethnicities that are not monetizing these words. We know we can't say something smart about a Hispanic person or a Jewish person. They know how to smack you back if you are reckless with their words. We are the only ethnic group that has been able to join in on the disrespect. We're joining in on it. This is a different situation. This is a different animal. Other groups have their words, right? But we know not to say them, and there's no correlation with them putting it in a commercial setting. N-word is a commercial word. So now you make it. Yes, we understand white folks have always hated us, but you don't make it easy. You don't put out the red carpet for them by having this word. We need to be more clear on it, because I've seen this word, whites who have used it and say, "Hey, wait a minute. Black folks have used. I'm comfortable with. They got a whole excuse. We've made it easier for them." So I'm saying,
but she's not.
White folks,
she's not doing that. That's why it's irrelevant. She's not doing any of that.
She's making money off of the N-word. That's what she's doing. She's making the word is so light.
So I think the issue is that like she's making money off of hatred, not off of the actual N-word. So she's just spewing out her hatred for a certain group of people, which is we are the ones that it seems like we the only ones that deserve the hatred, and that's what she's making a profit off of, right? So because if she would have did it to a Spanish person by using a racial slur towards that, it probably wouldn't have got the same kind of traction because people don't seem like they hate Spanish as much as they hate us. And so she did it off of hatred. So even if she never said the N-word and she just grabbed the bottle and did all these disrespectful things to this 5-year autistic kid, I think she would have still got the raise of the money because she did something towards a black kid.
Sharon, the word is a lightning rod. Because if you have an Hispanic person and use the S word, right, that word does not carry the same currency as the N-word. The N-word has always been the problematic word. It is something in the word. The fact that I just mentioned that there's a book on the word.
Okay.
It tells you everything you need to say. We can go back and forth on this, but we know the N-word is the trigger word. Black folks have killed You have been killed over the word, strung up over the word. That's the last word many of us have been hear. Whether you were strung up by a white person, or if you have an anger with your brother, he will call you that word. The word is the trigger.
And I mean that's a valid point. I do understand that. It's like that's the bat signal, so to speak. That's putting the the signal in the sky so everybody can see the N-word.
It's the N-word signal.
Right. And everybody come flying down. Yes, we can all be racist, right? And like even some of the people that donated to her, a lot of people donated $1,488 to her. And I don't know, most people understand what racism is, but however, that is a part of the KKK understanding of
mantra. So some
14,
dude,
so it's 14 means something very special to them, and 88 means something to them.
So some 88
is HH, which is hail. That's what the 88 stands for, and 14 is the K. That's they word. And so a lot, and that's why it jumped up to 600,000. Also, I want to bring in somebody because it seems like HQ is all right now. I want to bring somebody that has a complete disagreement with us. Welcome to the show, Kev Stutters. What's your disagreement? Go ahead.
What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing?
Good day to you.
Good. All right, so I'm gonna start off like this. Me personally, I don't give a fuck who says the N-word. White people, black people, whoever. Oh, okay. My bad, Sharon. Okay. But I don't care about who says the N-word. And as far as this one white lady, her calling the little kid the N-word, was it wrong? Yes, it was wrong. But at the same time, I think that us as black people, that we are making too much of a big deal about this when this is a big nothing burger. That is what I believe. And honestly, if I was in, let's say if the child that she called the N-word was my child, I would have just gave her a big FU, and then after that just had kept it pushing. Because I don't got time to be sitting there arguing with somebody. Why would you call my child the N-word? Stuff like that. Like, nah, bro. Like, I got better things to do than sit here and argue with you about the N-word and why you shouldn't be calling my child the N-word. F you. Just keep it pushing. Y'all go back to playing. That is where I feel about it.
So what would you tell your child that has been called this racial slur and got things snatched out of your 5-year-old child's hand for doing regular 5-year-old child stuff when you go to the
park? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. So she actually has snatched something from the actual child?
Yes. So the whole situation happened because they was kids in the park, and kids, they grab toys because that's what kids do. They don't really have an understanding of this is not mine at 5 years like that. And plus he's autistic as well. So that puts another component into it. And he's a clear autistic kid too, right? It's not like he's like one of the autistics that can pass for a normal kid. So he grabbed the toy, and then so she grabbed it back from him violently and was like, N-word this and N-word this. And a parent in a black father that was there at the park was like, he was the one that confronted her, and he got the recording, and she doubled down on it. If he's gonna be an N-word, I'm gonna call him an N-word. And somebody need to teach that N-word how to act, and N-word this. And she said it probably like 20 times. She was trying to be racially this racial situation.
Right. Oh, that's something different or whatever, because I didn't know all that, because I didn't know all those facts. Like, I just had heard y'all talking about how she called the little boy a N-word.
And that's
something different. That's something different.
It's not different. Even if she just called him the N-word, it should make you up in arms. It should have to go to the fact that you have to snatch something from the kid, because that word is used in a very negative and is used as a weapon. Words is used as weapons, and we know that. And it's a dog whistle, literally. But now, because the MAGA is able to be open about it, they even willing to support it with all these other racist people getting behind it by giving her 600,000 for calling somebody something hateful, hate speech, literally.
Yeah, man. See, But like I said, man, like I didn't know about all of the other stuff. Now that actually changes things, right? Or whatever. If she had did all that, um, then I probably would have went a little bit further. As a matter of fact, like there ain't no probably. I would have went a little bit further. Then she would have became all kind of whatever B words and all type of stuff like that. Like, but I didn't know about the whole whatever, like her sort of like snatching stuff from the kid, like you know what I'm saying, you know. And if you can tell that there is something wrong with this child, like I mean, obviously, like why would you call him that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's like calling a person with Down syndrome the freaking like R word. Like we don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, you know, like that actually changes things.
Right. That's not even a part of any, like it's just wild that this is acceptable in today's time. Also, let me shout out to the Cash App. Thanks. And I've seen the authority. Thank you so much.
Can I respond to Kev on that real quick?
Absolutely,
Something
yes.
you know,
Wow. She said she realized. She said she gonna sit back for a little bit and she'll get it when she finished.
So Kev, just to be respectful, right? I hear you, and I'm glad that you're kind of realizing that it's a little deeper than that.
Yeah.
But it is the main thing is this: if we have this thing like we don't care, right? I get it, but this is a racist is going to be becoming a millionaire. She wanted $100 or something thousand. Then she said, you know what? I'm going to aim for $1 million. So as I jokingly said to Sharon, a couple of days ago, I looked at it. It was like 350,000. I blinked. Now it's 650,000. So you can't be this light about this woman saying this, and she's going to become a millionaire off of a child who really was abused. As a 5-year-old, a toddler gets called the N-word. It's one thing if it was a 35-year-old man, which still would have been reckless, but they don't give a damn about your babies. And I'll say this also: I have a friend, a childhood friend, who is in the New York school administration system. He's a school administrator. He told me years ago about how some of these white young females are kind of sort of on that same tip with your children. That they're kind of, when a child runs up to an adult, a white adult, they're not looking at skin tone. They're just looking at an adult that they admire or that that they are friendly to. That white teacher, not all of them, but many of them will recoil when a black child comes up. We've seen videos of white boys and girls that have gotten awards or were supposed to have gotten awards. The white teacher will give the awards to the other classmates, but when the darker pigmented child, right, is up for the award, they get refused. They get a lesson in racism real quick. So saying I don't care, and then this woman makes $1 million off of this, I don't know how you can't not care. It's too big, man. It's way too big.
Well, this is the thing, though. I don't believe that us actually like complaining about it a whole bunch is going to change anything. Like there's no way that you're going to change that you are going to change like a 40-year-old woman like to stop being racist if she's been racist her freaking like entire life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and most of the people that probably had donated to this woman are probably racist. Like, it's like, bro, like we're not gonna change nothing, bro. Like there are always going to be racist people here. There are always going to be racist people around. I just don't understand the whole point about like complaining about
the issue is other ethnicities have their own inward versions, variants, right? Everybody, Jewish folks, right? But the issue is there is a penalty, right? The penalty should be very severe. You can cut slick if you want to with me, right? Because I'm waiting for a come up. So if someone calls me the N-word, I'm going to say, you know what? I got my lawyers to address you, right? Yeah. So we gonna handle this. And I've seen people do this. Smart black folks. Them white folks start crying. Please don't sue me. I got a house. I have my mother's on life support. No, I'm sorry, but this is the way it has to go. You have the devil gets his due. I mean that as a double entendre. But if you keep on having this, not you personally yet, but if we have this passive, like it's all right, no big deal, I don't care. No, other folks, when Michael Jackson, global superstar, used the K word, Michael Jackson got slapped by a certain ethnic group saying, hey, we don't appreciate you using that K word. He used it in context. Nope, we're not going to allow you. Meanwhile, those same people help to monetize the disrespect with your word on wax. We will use you. We will give Little Durk or any of these other rappers a paycheck for doing this. But you're not us. Okay, so if you use the K word, you get penalized. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So is anybody on here familiar with the country singer Morgan Wallen? Yeah. Nay? No. Okay. So there is a famous country singer by the name of Morgan Wallen. So he got caught on he had got caught on camera calling one of his white friends the N-word, right?
I remember that. Oh, okay. It was like a year, like 6 months ago.
Yeah, right. This dude has been banned from every freaking like award show, all type of shit. Like he can't even perform, or whatever, like in certain areas. Like, so these people, like, they do get like, I guess, like disciplined or criticized. Like, so we can't say that this right here doesn't happen. Like, and at the time, like, and to be honest with you, Morgan Wallen, he might be like the most famous country singer that there is right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this does happen. I mean, I guess it just doesn't happen a lot, but I mean, it does happen.
So, and the problem is that, so why you don't want it to happen more? Why you think that we should let it be a free pass?
See, man, bro, I just really don't care, bro. Like, I just think, like, and I think that people shouldn't care. I think that it's nothing, bro. Like I believe that people should be able to say whatever they want to say, like whenever they want to say it.
Okay, so but now, what about the racist people that do have power with that word? You don't think you should buck up against it? Because clearly
that's different. That's different or whatever. Like if you are dealing with a racist person with power, like, but this is the thing though. Most of the people like who actually like are racist are like they are freaking like average people, like who don't have any power at all. Like, so why would I my bad. Like, so why would I care about what they have to say? Because like I am not about to get all in my feelings like about somebody like who cannot do anything like or have any type of power. I really don't care.
So that's the issue, that people really say this remedial rhetoric, right? So they do have power. This is why they become police officers. This is why they become firefighters. This is why they start businesses. This is why these people that have no power do what they do. This woman now has $600,000. That's a little bit of power. She could go ahead and campaign somebody right now in a small place like Minnesota. So all these things, like we keep trying to act like we just allow these little things to happen. Little things turn out to be big things. This is how you build a house. You start with something small and you build upon it. So we cannot just go ahead and say that, oh, just because it's just one racist group that it is okay. No, the KKK started off with a few people and it turned into this big thing where they infiltrated the police force. It is something that we had to, it's something that grandma used to say, nip it in the bud. You have to nip it in the bud.
Sharon, is generational wealth too. Like this woman has $1 million. Let's say, might as well say it's $1 million. If it's 650, I'm going to blink again. It's going to be 1.2 million up there, right? 1.2 million to a poor racist cracker who could potentially, if she's smart, which hopefully she's not, right? But she's still a young woman. 1.2, you put it into into a mutual fund, could be 5 million by the time she's 60 or more. Right, so you're talking about generational wealth off of calling a toddler the N-word. Like the whole come up is crazy. Like if there's a lesson like how easy it is to become wealthy off of black struggle, pain, disrespect. Now, ironically, black folks do this also. Like the fact that we have a whole genre of music, commercial, corporate, where you can kind of say what you want to say. I can wet up this cat at the street light. I can all these kind of weird things. I can openly say I can kill this man or woman. I can disrespect my woman. I can N-word this, like all this negativity on wax that blacks and whites and globals are able to ingest, and they make money off of that. So the corporate minstrel makes his money disrespecting his own, just as this white woman has disrespected you and her come up. There's money to be made in black degradation. It has always been that way. You were a slave 250 years ago. There was a come up off of that, right? So during segregation, the disrespect, they could take your money, you could ride a bus, disrespect you, they still take your token while they tell you where to sit. So I'm saying there's a theme with disrespecting Black people and making money. So whether it's even our own, whether it's World Star Hip Hop, where it's just degradation YouTube, right? World Star, or Media Takeout, or the Shade Room, a lot of Black disrespect where a certain select few Negroes make money, right? Off of the disrespect of other Black people. You don't rise off of that disrespect. You don't rise off of that disrespect.
Thank you, Afro Nerd.
That's it.
Thank you, Afro Nerd.
I got you. Hey, Sharon, I'm gonna come back on in about like 5 more minutes. All right, I'll be right back.
Shit. I didn't even know I was on mute. Go ahead, HQ.
This started when, well, we won't even say when it started. This started January 2017. This is when this started, when people started getting the nerve to speak up and say the things that they wanted to say out loud. Of course, it's a shame that I'm assuming that there's some Black people that actually donated that 600,000 fund. It's probably some people that have donated to that are Black. That's the sad part about this. Okay. And we have people on the YouTube streets here who condone this kind of thing. And we saw this when the young man Carmelo Anthony was arrested. We saw all of that. The point is, now they're emboldened to say what they want to say. They feel like, I have people on my channel that come on channel and say things to me, and it's like, oh, okay, this is how you feel. This is how you really feel. Oh, we ain't taking it no more. You Black people, blah, blah, blah. Now we have people that are emboldened to say the things they say. She wouldn't be getting the support out into the light, out into the daylight, if this person that's in charge of the White House had not made it okay or signaled that it was okay to do these kind of things. There's no way that this should be okay in this society. But see, now I have to look at my white coworkers. Now I have to look at my white neighbors. Do you really feel like that? 600,000 is a lot of money. Do you really feel like that? And I don't know that you really feel like that, right? And this is what we're running up against. Now, I don't know who to trust. Besides, we have Black folks who are supporting not necessarily this N-word usage, but the bold rhetoric that these people are now coming out against. We know we have violent people in our community, just like there's violent people in the white community. The Black folks that are standing with this Carmelo Anthony thing, against him, it's like, let me denigrate the Black. I'm a Black person. Let me denigrate the Black person first, so I can validate these white people feelings, so I can be acceptable to these white folks. This is what I see. When I see people say the things they say against Carmelo Anthony and agree to this say this is okay. Oh, the word is okay. We made it okay, so now it's okay for them to say. This is the highest level of self-hatred I have ever. That's why I get on here and I say coon ass Jesus, because you really do come across as that coon ass person. I'm sorry, I hate to say that word, but I out loud anyway. But this is what it comes across to as me. And they really need to check themselves or think about it. But it's so ingrained that white is better. It's so ingrained that white is more beautiful. It's so ingrained that Black is not as beautiful. And when you have that ingrained in your soul, that you think that is the correct way to move about in the world, your world is colored. It's going to always be colored. Oh, they're not racist. Oh, he should do the worst. The Black people violent. I'm Black, but I can tell when Black people, we more violent. I can tell. You can hear from the rhetoric. Okay, so they're going to condone this thing that this young lady did, and then we're going to sit back, and it's like we need to stop that movement now. But here's the thing. Long as you have somebody in the White House that is code signaling, however you want to call it, the DEI. Let's snatch all the DEI stuff, because the DEI stuff is really Black stuff. Let's snatch all this because we don't really like Black folk. that gives all of them license to do that. And as long as we had this person in the White House and this person has this power, we're going to have people out here doing what they're doing right now. So we got to sit back and wait for 4 years for it to get over, because this person is going to continue to be the person that he is, and people going to think it's okay.
That was great. And also, for the cast, it says Black people want to repeal First Amendment with a question mark. No, that's not.
And a Black person sent that to you, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is what we're talking about. The depths y'all go to defend. Like, let's just think about this as humans. We're having a conversation about a 5-year-old. That's already a problem, right? A 5-year-old. And then let's add autistic. That's already a problem. A white woman verbally, like, disrespecting, being racist toward this Black mentally disabled child, right? And then you will have Black people asking you if you want to amend. They want to use the First Amendment to justify why. So it really speaks to the lens that you see Black people through. So you don't view Black children worth any type of respect, I guess. Or Black people, because I'm trying to understand what makes y'all minds even go to wanting to defend anything when you hear these things. So it's like, again, it really is like you guys are brainwashed, like, real bad. Just as a person, Black or not, I don't care what. It doesn't matter if the kid was Black or not. You got a 5-year-old who's autistic who snatched something from a kid, which regular kids do. Right. It's a very normal thing. Right. So now you want to use the First Amendment to make that okay? Like, I don't understand y'all.
And also, the First Amendment does not. You still can't just say whatever you want to say. You still gotta. You can't have hate speech at all. It's not protected by that. So you cannot go around just saying racist. I got you in a second, young. Just give me a second. And so we understand that the fact that it should be two parties that's going against this woman. It should be all, like, some things I think all Black folks should, like, this should be one thing that all Black folks say, hey, you know what? We could get behind this. No problem. And still we have people that's willing to fight. I don't care about the N-word, who says the N-word. What do you mean is that to a little child? Even if the child is all the way up to 12, you should have a problem with this at a public playground. A grown person saying the N-word to somebody so young, because parents have some kind of authority even over other kids. A grown person walking up to a little child saying something to them, that little kid is already looking at that child as some kind of authority figure, usually. So that grown person calling you a little child a racial slur should be a huge thing that every Black man, woman, child, race, color, creed, sexuality should be like, hey, nah, this ain't it.
Somebody in your chat, sorry, it's my last name. It's driving me crazy. Somebody in your chat said words are not illegal, right? They're still defending it. But get on the internet and say that you want to do something harmful to the president and see what happens to you.
Right.
Get on the internet and say that you like children and see what happens to you. Get on a plane and say the wrong thing and see what happens to you, right? Get on here and say something about the little hat community and see what happens to your page, right? So for whatever reason, again, Black folk know how to understand respect, rules, and boundaries when it comes to everyone else but themselves.
And also, I got you, young. Give me a second. Also, because I know BMU don't have that much time. Welcome to the show, BMU. I think he might have a disagreement. Go ahead, BMU.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I was listening to HQ speak, and I wanted to say clearly that I don't think that we could say the White House is responsible. The White House now is responsible for the for the N-word, because I'm familiar with history, and I don't remember Trump being there in 1950, 60, 49, 35. 70. When they have pictures and evidence of people swinging from trees, and they created songs. Nina Simone said strange fruit, identifying Black people swinging from trees. So the N-word has been accepted for a very long time in a very vulgar way. And if you go in your pocket, HQ, before you pay your bills, and you look down on that dollar bill and that $5 bill and that $20 bill, those people own slaves. So you're using currency that have people who love the N-word. who, if you go to Mount Rushmore, there's people on Mount Rushmore who own slaves, and they praise them, and they have big monuments with their faces on them. If you go to Washington, D.C., you'll see Thomas Jefferson monument, and he had a slave in his basement getting her pregnant. Every time she dropped the baby, he put another one in her.
So
Right? We praise these people. So how does Trump alone made it okay to have the N-word?
So you don't seem to understand. It's not about the N-word. Okay. So you don't seem to understand that. The N-word is... Hold on.
Help me understand. I wasn't done, but you can go ahead, though.
The N-word is immaterial. It's the disrespect, the boldness of you being able to say it is the problem. The N-word is a problem in and of itself. We get that. But the fact that you felt bold enough to say it 20 sometimes to this person on camera, we haven't had this boldness before. We've had this boldness in private. We've had this boldness among white people amongst each other, but you haven't had it you haven't had this blatant disrespect out in the open, and it's okay, and it's being funded. That's what we're talking about. I'm not saying anything about
HQ. I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
Don't forget to add in, now it's being funded, right? Like before, it was like people saying stuff, and okay, right, and we could go back and forth. You call me a razor, I call you one razor. But now it's being funded, and this is where the Trump administration comes involved with, because now they feel okay to say what is usually to be quiet. Now they can say it out loud. Go ahead.
You know what I love? You know what I love though? HQ and Sharon and everybody else that's listening. I like it. I like that they coming out and they putting their money toward what they believe. I like the fact that racist people are coming out, because now they're no longer hiding. Now we can see them. We can see them. Where this lady said it 20 times, we see her. Now we know. Oh shit, we know who they are. Listen, the vampires become Blade. They're daywalkers now. And now we can see them all day, every day, talking to kids, calling the N-word. And what should have happened is what would have happened back in the day. See, that's what I'm saying. Men need to start standing for something. And I agree with you, HQ and Sharon, and everybody else that agree with it. Men need to start standing up for what they believe in. There's no way possible I'm going to be at a park with my 13-year-old son, and a white man call my son a nigga, and I don't drag that bitch from the top of his truck down to the lake and probably drown him. I would probably spaz out if a man disrespected my child in that way. With me, I probably deal with it differently, but my child, it's going to be a physical altercation. It's a promise. And so my thing is, men need to stand up for something. We can't just allow, and even a woman, if it was a black woman, I don't need one of them black women, the ones that be saying they'll slap a bitch, slap a hoe. No, you should have been in that park that day when that lady called that boy that nigga, and y'all should have whooped her ass.
But see, I think we should not focus on the N-word. We should focus on the blatant respect that seems to be prevalent going through our society. It started with that. It's a signal. It's like a dog whistle. Let's snatch all of the things that belong. See, we thought DEI was just some unequal hiring practices. People was like, oh, well, they didn't benefit black people at all. The whole point of them taking it away was to disrespect and to denigrate and to take away the contributions that black people have made in this country. Because if that was not the case, then why would they have tried to take down the Tuskegee stuff? Why would they be trying to take down the Black Museum that Obama put up? Why would they be trying to take those things down? They're trying to erase the black contributions in this society. So I'm saying, you allow that one thing of disrespect. Now our president is saying, oh, we're trying to erase all of y'all. So now we have the racists being as bold as they are, saying this out front. This is just a symptom. This is just a start of the disrespect that they're trying to do for the black people. Y'all think it's just about them immigrants. It ain't about them immigrants. It all started about black folks having the power and black folks becoming equal. Why do you think racists hate black people? Because now the thing that they kept in a cage is walking right next to them and got the same rights as them. That's what it's about.
HQ, let me say this real quick.
Before you jump in, BMU also. But matter of fact, go ahead, BMU, because I know you don't have a song.
No, I think that black people are very resilient, and I think. Let me give you an example right next door to you. Look at Sharon. They came for Sharon's channel and took his monetization. Sharon gets up every day and still get on this fucking YouTube and still do his thing, regardless of what they did to him. He's resilient. Black people have always been resilient. We will always be resilient. They stole our style. We got big lips, they go get injections. Our women got big asses, they go get BBLs. Our women braid their hair, they go get their hair braided. Everything, their music, everything. Go watch Sinners, their music. They steal your blues and your gospel and turn it into music that they like. We are resilient. If you look around, go outside and take a deep breath and look around. That old tree that's 150 years old, a black man planted it. If you go to Washington, D.C., the monuments that's built there, black people built it. The White House, built by slaves. Everywhere you go is an imprint of our resilience as people. So we should not be running around here in fear of anything, because the reason they fear black men is because we're strong, we're more athletic, we have more strength, we're very intelligent. And the reason that they didn't want us to read and write is because they knew that we were smarter than they were. Our women were more curvy and could cook and could season food and could take scraps off the back of the porch and make gumbo with it. See, we've always been a resilient people. And so when we had this talk about, oh, they're going to erase us, you cannot. It's impossible to erase us, period.
And also I want to say, so like it was also a slow process because now we can't even sue for civil things as racism right now. And that's something that he also put as an executive order. So even if it happens in your workforce and somebody was to come out and say the N-word to you, you cannot sue it and say, hey, I'm being discriminated against. Like it's a weird line. You still can, but it's a very weird line that you cannot even go after people. So slowly they are peeling back all of the things that supposedly that we all are benefiting from our forefathers from doing by getting sprayed down with water hoses and bit by dogs, men and women. And then us saying that it is okay for them to be openly racist is not a good thing. We need to be speaking up the loudest when things like this happen. Things like Carmelo Anthony, we should be in lockstep. Person. We should be in lockstep with this. We should be in lockstep with supporting this this kid not getting racially slurred in a public park in America. This is not supposed to happen.
And Sharon, let me say this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna drop off. Let me say because somebody didn't comprehend what I was saying in the chat. What I said was, go outside, take a deep breath, and look around and see everything that we, as a people, what we've done. Secondly, the reason that I'm so passionate about this, my grandmother, guys, just had her 93rd birthday, 93 years ago. Imagine what my grandmother was dealing with. She's resilient. She could have been hung up, slung up in a tree or anywhere. In the South, we're in the South, in Louisiana, of course. And you think my grandmother sit down and tell me these stories, and she sit down and tell me what happened to her grandmother and her grandfather, and how they had to pick cotton, and how many pounds they had to have a day, and how they had to walk with no shoes. But I listen to my grandmother, and I see the resilience in my grandmother, and she's still here at 93. My grandmother say, son, I've lived long enough to see us in horse and buggy to drive in Cadillacs. The resilience even in my grandmother. Now I said, grandmama, rest easy, baby. She sit up in the chair every day. Her feet are propped up. She can watch what she want to watch. Anything that she needs or wants. Guess what? My grandmother has walked in the marches. My grandmama was in protest. My grandmother got hit with water hoses and got hit in the head with a billy club when she was marching for civil rights. And guess what? I said, grandmama, you can sit up right now and prop your feet up and have your grandson, who you went out there and marched for, pay your bills. Because of you, I am. That's what I tell my grandmother.
And that goes to show, women been protecting for a very long time. This whole idea.
Exactly.
This whole idea
and yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this whole idea that men are the protectors is insane, right? Like women been a part of protection for a very long time. I don't know why.
But you know what, Sharon? We promote marriage. Let me say this because I can't leave him out. My grandmother and grandfather, before he passed away, were married for 63 years. They were in lockstep in everything they did, bro. Lockstep. When she marched, he marched. When she was in the field, he was in the field. When they had children, he was the father there. He was the going out and providing. My grandmother would go out, and my grandmother said she used to straighten hair for 50 cents a head, and she used to sell a dozen of eggs at the chicken coop for $1 to make ends meet with my grandfather. When he bring his money in, she was already helping him with that. So that's what I'm saying, man. 63 years of marriage. My grandmother just turned 93 years old. My grandfather passed away, unfortunately. But they were in lockstep, and that was the image that I saw growing up as a child myself, to see how my grandmother and grandfather moved.
And I also want to say this because you pointed out some things that Black folks do very well, and it's tend to seem that we are better than other races.
Yeah, I'll be listening, guys. I gotta go.
No doubt. And then, but I think the problem that most people don't understand with that kind of rhetoric is not hateful. A lot of times when we hear other people like this lady that was talking down this young Black kid, she's doing it in a hateful way. She is saying things hatefully. You saying something that is a true statement versus I am better than you, and therefore you are lower than me. That's when the hate comes in. But if I just say, hey, I dance better than you, that is not me being hateful.
And Sharon, I'm gonna have to drop because this chat is annoying me. Somebody said eternal victims. So here's the thing. That child is a victim. Genius. Victims do exist. So when they have y'all mentally beaten down to the point that you don't even think it's okay to acknowledge when somebody is a victim, that is a mental problem. You're not going to gaslight us. Yeah, the word exists for a reason. People are victims. Victims exist. It's okay to acknowledge that. And I feel like they have these types of Black people. I feel like either two things are going on. A lot of these people are not like FBA. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I noticed that a lot of people who come from a lineage that's from a different country, they automatically come with this built-in bias against Black people. They automatically come with this worship of white people. That's why they're so biased. They say stupid shit like words aren't illegal. Okay, so go threaten a police officer right now. Just dumb. This is what we said earlier. This is how you expose your bias when you start saying shit that doesn't even logically make sense because you're so beholden to make a point. And if you're saying, I don't care about skin color, I care about what's right. Okay, so remove the skin color. What are you defending? No 5-year-old who's autistic should be being treated that way by any adult. So something's not making sense with the logic.
Even if the kid was not autistic, right? It still doesn't hold up. It still does not hold up whatsoever. That's the craziest part about it.
Like, so nobody's mother taught them that words have, like, I can't understand these arguments, Sharon. Nobody's mother taught them that words have consequences.
Okay,
so you can't even go to work. You can't go to work and talk however you want. You can't say certain things to women. You'll get me too'd. You can't say certain things about the LGBTQ. So this is the thing. The shit be right in front of their face. But they'll come and tell you when you want to defend a Black person, words aren't illegal. Like, how did they beat y'all down mentally so much so that you're willing to like you almost don't even see Black people as human? You guys are doing the same thing the oppressors did. So we understand rules and respect and boundaries and limitations on what we can and cannot say when it comes to every other group.
Wow.
Every other group. But a Black 5-year-old who has autism, no, words aren't illegal. It's First Amendment. Like, y'all sound put that, like, we need to be able to identify those types of Black people and completely separate. And I mean in real life. Like, if you're around Black people who speak that way, please understand that they will throw you under the bus in a second. They are not safe for you. Get away from them.
Okay. And I got you. I'm gonna bring you in right now. And welcome into the show, Hank. We got somebody that I believe he disagrees. So we're gonna hear him out. We're gonna let him get his full thought out. Go ahead, Hank. And then we also bring in Chicago Real, Young Riaz. I got you. Thank you for being patient. Go ahead, Hank.
Yes, let me be clear. I sent in that super chat, and I may just be dead inside. So I'm a black autist, but at half his age, was belted continuously by my black father. So I may not care. I must be coming from a weird angle, but I was belted. People probably said the word. I don't care because it doesn't do any actual damage to me. It doesn't do any actual damage to anyone. But I've been told by the community to actually be ticked at a couple silver word. But what do you want me to do? I'm not spending my on lawyers to try to censor a word. Do you want me to quiet her forever? I don't know. You just say being angry that she's made money off of hurting black children. I was a black child, and the crime is that my family didn't get paid as much for physically hitting me. So I don't understand the anger, and I don't really. You're just not making a good argument.
So the thing is that we have to be in support of our people. We cannot allow whatever things that happened to you when you was young just to be swept under the rug because you are a young black kid, right? So now we understand that we are the people that have the discernment to do something about, first by speaking up and getting other like-minded people that's willing to bare minimum. The bare minimum is speak up and speak the truth and say, hey, what you did to a child, first of all, was wrong. No matter what color this person is, right? What you did to a child is wrong. And then now, if you put on autistic, what you did to an autistic child that's clearly autistic, right? That is wrong. And then on the third set, and then you put a racial slur on top of it. No, us as a people need to come together and speak out against these things, because when we allow the other side to come out, we see what happened with MAGA. And now all of these so-called racist people feel like it's okay to just be openly disrespectful to anybody that does not look like them, and that is a problem.
Yes, but I'm being told I'm not a real man because I'm not controlling all the other black people. So, well, you're not controlling me, so I guess there's no real black men.
What you? I'm confused on what you're saying. Say that again.
Well, last time I was here, you were mad at me for not controlling the black community, what other people says. But I guess I'm not angry over the N-word. I don't care. It doesn't make a big difference to me. We could do something about it, but is it worth it?
Yes.
All right. So what you want to do?
That's right. So it's absolutely worth it to fight for your people and just have justice for us to be treated as normal human beings. It is not okay to beat down on me because of my skin color, and we got to push that out so our children and children's children they could feel the residual that we did not. So this young kid. So since we are being quiet about it, this is what happens. It happens in Minnesota where a white woman feel like she can just do whatever she wants, but no, you cannot do this to whoever you want, especially if it doesn't look like you. And this is why we have to speak up and stand up. This is how things start. This is how you get the ball rolling. Donald Trump became president from talking. So this whole idea that words don't mean anything is BS. It only doesn't mean anything when it comes to us as black folks. No, talking is how you get things done in this country. Majority of these things that happen, majority of war started with words first. We have over 200 people in the chat on both channels combined. Please hit the like and the share button. Thank you. So again, we got to stop saying that black people do not have a voice and we should just shut up and dribble. The only way you can become a president is by talking. It's the only way. So this whole idea that we got to talking doesn't mean anything is nonsensical. It's only used against us. They trying to put us in our place. The reason why Shador cannot be who he is because, oh, you have to be humble. No. Ain't no goddamn humble in me. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm here. We fought. Hey, it is what it is. I'm going to use that goddamn law system. So I don't understand why we think that it's okay to humble ourselves for other people.
So does that mean I can ban any words I want? Can I use this? Because there's words I don't like that aren't N-words. So can I do that?
Say what?
Can I go ahead and use that law system ban other words I don't like?
They already do that.
Well, there's some words they allow they don't want to allow anymore. So can I do that? Is that okay with you?
Right, that's what I'm saying. They already do that. So already, if you say something about the small hat community, you'll literally lose an acting job. You'll lose if you're a regular person, you'll lose your real job. You won't be allowed in certain places. They do that already.
No, there's a special list of words I personally want banned. Is that okay with you?
What I'm saying is that it's already a list of words that you can't not use. And the N-word is one of them. It's a racial slur. You cannot use hate speech towards people. It's already in law. This is not something new. I don't know why Black folks do not want us to get the law to be upheld for us. Stop letting other groups tell us what needs to be done. This is the problem. It's not enough Black men with a backbone to say, hey, we need to move in lockstep on some things, and this is one of them. You are not going to talk to our young people the way how you think you're talking to them. No.
Well, you kind of tell me how things need to be done. So
because I'm telling you something out of love. I'm not telling you this out of hatred. I'm not telling you this because I feel like I am above you. I'm telling you this because I experienced something, and I'm giving you my life experience to help hopefully and pass it on to you so you can move forward and be better about it if I could do anything. So that's the difference. I do not racially slur you. I do not talk to you.
I just throw a fit over a two-syllable word, though.
See, but don't disregard. So what I'm saying is that I'm giving you. So you said was no logic arguments, and I'm giving you logic arguments. Instead of you accepting the logic argument, you're trying to find a way to rebuttal it.
Even if I follow the logic, you don't get out of your conclusion. That's what I'm saying.
Right, because you don't want to. You're trying to hold on to this thing that we cannot be autonomous Black human beings in America. You think that they are above us. They are not.
They're not above us just because they have a magic word that triggers some Black people.
It's not just the word, it's the way how they use the word against us. They're using it racially. Other groups are protected with certain words you cannot use against certain people. You are going to get reprimanded by it. And then now we have an administration that is peeling back all of these laws and say you cannot even sue somebody for racially profiling you, racially slurring you, racially discriminating against you, all these other things. So it's already in law. All I want people to do is follow the law. Give me what you said this country is supposed to give. That is it. No special treatment. All right, we got somewhere.
Okay. No, we don't. We got nowhere. I'm just gonna walk off the panel. I'm not sold on it.
It's not about me selling you something, but it's not about me selling you something. It's about you understanding logic.
Well, if I don't agree with you, I don't have any logic. Okay, that's not a big deal. See you later.
It's not about agree. Okay, if you want to leave, you feel like, and I thought I was.
Yeah.
What's up, Chicago Gorilla?
Man, where's Rahotep, man? I want Rahotep on your head again.
Rahotep he got banned from the channel, because he was on his period the other day. So
Oh, because yeah, that's what he was fussing at you about initially. Yeah.
Yeah. So once these men get on a period, hey, it's kind of hard to deal with them. Yeah, Rahotep DH balance wasn't aligned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dog. And I'm trying to understand what the brother was saying. I understand there may be some barriers, right? But the idea that it's only words and sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I think you were, alluding to, like with the small hats. I wish you would try and call them something other than
what they are.
Yeah, you see what they did to Jesse Jackson,
right?
See when he referred to him. You know, it wasn't that funny to him when Eddie Murphy did the joke on Saturday Night Live either. Mind you, on that. Who is that?
And what
Somebody
they did
hunking
to
at me.
Kanye West, they took all of his wealth in a
Woo!
millisecond,
I
right?
forgot
They
about
tried to.
Kanye.
They ain't pulled that. Let me tell you what they did to Kanye West was worse. They didn't take his wealth in the way that we think, like in that way, because he bounced back. But they are literally pulling his teeth in front of us. Like they are pulling that man's teeth, and they about to what you call that when you make him a eunuch? They about to make him a eunuch. That man going through it. It's terrible. It's terrible to see.
The new album don't sound too bad. I got halfway through it.
Yeah, I can't, man. When he listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I rock with Kanye, but when he started talking about my dukes, man, I can't. I can't. So I ain't listened to it yet, but I don't intend on listening to it either. But yeah, because that if you watch Genius, you know how much he loved her son to a fault. That's why he is the way he is now, right? And you know he loved my dude. So for him to be saying all this craziness, yeah, that's why I say they pulling that man teeth out in front of us, man. Like he supremely doped up. That's the only way you saying that type of stuff. But anyway, I'm on mute.
Yeah, I think it's wild, and but I'm glad that these things happen because now we starting to see that the line in the sand is getting thicker and thicker. It's way thicker than we ever thought. I did not know it was this much vitriol against our own kind. I had no idea, Chicago.
From your own kind, right?
Yeah, I had no
It's
idea.
the black people who are killing me, right? Like but I'm convinced they're not FBA, and they're not.
But Sharon, it shouldn't, and Venus, it shouldn't surprise. Well, Sharon in particular, it shouldn't surprise you if you don't have knowledge yourself, right? Like if you don't know who you are, and again, you go back to Malcolm X, who taught you to hate yourself, right? Like this. By the way, I did finally get to see Sinners. I went Saturday and saw it.
It was good, right?
Yeah. It was at first when I left the theater, I was like, I don't think it's that many deep messages. Then the more I'm thinking about stuff and I'm walking through the earth, I'm like, oh wait, they did touch on that in the movie.
Yo, Rilla. So when I first left the movie, I didn't even know if I liked it or not.
Right.
And I'm walking out of it, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck did I just see. I'm like, and I'm trying to reflect on it. And as I reflect on the movie, that's when I appreciated the movie.
Yeah.
Because, it took a while for it to really like absorb it. And I think when you first leave it, it's so much imagery, and they did it with so much subtleness, like how racism used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did it with the subtleness in the movie, and then now we living in a world where it's just so obvious that it is so obvious that it's literally like a TV show. Like this happened on the playground is something that happens on a TV show. We be watching like, man, that's some SVU Law and Order shit. That
Right. Right.
That movie, every black person needs to see it twice, because I do think, like you guys said, you may not necessarily retain everything you need to the first time. I think it was like wonderfully done. There was a lot of the main takeaway for me was like understanding what happens when you're like these people in the chat, right? Because what brought the problems in, it was this allegiance to non-black people. That's what brought all of the problems into the club. Right? Yeah, it was the white woman who convinced the black man, let me go and see, right? Let's try to get their money. And then it was
she was passing white.
And she was like a one drop rule black woman. And then it was an Asian woman. And then it was an Asian woman who invited the vampires in.
So I'm gonna tell you what I got from it. I'm gonna tell you one thing that stood out. Go ahead.
Wait, can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead. Venus on her Black Panther.
Hey, I think it's so interesting that the things that Venus pointed out, I see it in a completely different way. Go ahead, Chicago.
Wait, I just want to finish my point.
Go ahead, Venus.
That was literally the whole, like, there were a lot of things on a spiritual level too. It was like about strongholds to me because the dad warned his child about the problem with blues, and even after everything he experienced, the music had such a stronghold on him, he still chose that. at the end of all of what he saw, right? So it has several different messages in it. It spoke about strongholds on a spiritual level. But yeah, on in terms of what created the issues for them that night, yeah, it was the one drop rule white woman who convinces the black man had it right the first time. He said, "No, you cannot come here, go away." The white woman got into the black man's ear, convinced him why this would be a good idea. Then she went outside to go and work with them. And then what did they do? Turn her into a vampire. Then she brought that shit inside. Then the Asian woman gives them the invitation to come in and fuck everything up. So the main takeaway for me was this is what happens when you don't stick to your own people. That's what I got.
Yeah, so I see how you could arrive there. I didn't take it into account like that, although I wouldn't disagree with how, stuff went kind of way left, when that stuff happened. But in the beginning, it talked about, like, I think Annie said something to the effect of, like, there's a story, or there's a saying that, that goes that there's those who create the music that can conjure up spirits. And so that got me to thinking, I'm always thinking about music and culture and all that stuff. And I asked a question on my Facebook page, the music that you're listening to today, what spirit are you conjuring or summoning? Because that's what I got. That was one of the things that stuck out.
Me too. Yeah,
What's his name? Miles Catton or Caden or whatever. When Sammy, when he was singing that song and perked that vampire's ears, like, and because he could hear it, right? And it perked him. It's almost like he summoned him to that juke joint. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that those same spells are being weaved or woven today, right? And people don't even realize. Again, Sharon, I always use that "You Don't Even Know" song. If you listen to it and you hear Future in the beginning, that joker say, "This shit sound crazy," and then in a lower voice, if you turn it up, you can hear him say, "This sound demonic." That always stuck with me. But I'm on mute.
That's
that was about money too. I'm sorry, Sharon. It was that's why I think it was wonderful. There's so many takeaways from that movie. That's why I think I want to see it again, and I think a few people need to see it again to really grasp all of the messaging that was in there. But it was about money too. All of this was because the one twin, I think Smoke, he had like the capitalist mindset. Like he took on the mindset of the oppressors, right? That's why when he came home, he was talking bad about his woman because she was accepting what monopoly money, whatever he called it. He didn't respect the system the black people had, the bartering system. He strayed away from his people. He went to travel up north, different places, and then he brought those ideologies back home. And that was the root of this as well. It was about money. Like that's what I got from it. It was like money, not just being okay with your own people, your own traditions, your own customs, and what happens when you like internalize what the oppressor got going on. It's going to bring you your demise.
I mean, everybody take what they take from it. I think it's very interesting. For me, I seen Stack. He was pimping Mary. That was his hoe. And she was doing what hoes do. She went out there to go get that black man his money.
Nah, it was her idea. She was the one convincing him. That's why I get it twisted. Them women be running these men. It don't be the other way around. It was her idea.
And look, also Venus, don't forget how did Stack survive? By chasing that white woman through the woods. That's how he.
No, that's not how he survived. Oh God! That's what they. But you know that I noticed the black woman was the one who had all the answers. The black woman knew what to do to fight the vampires. The black women had to protect everybody. That's what I did see.
And also, Annie let somebody that she didn't see in 7 years pop her off too.
That's a fact.
That's what she did.
Hey, she said also, your body ain't forget me.
And look, also she wound up cooking 100 catfish for somebody that she didn't see in 7 years. And then not only that, then she became the goddamn bartender, and then she became the manager and say, "Hey, I'm gonna take these wooden nickels too," because hey, this is what I've seen. I think there's a lot of things that was missing in the movie because it showed a lot of different dynamics of relationships. It showed the pimp and the whole relationship. It showed toxic relationship between Stack and Mary as well. Because we didn't, like, if you're not paying attention, you're not even realizing that the reason why she got married and moved to the other state,
he told her to.
He was pimping her out to those people in the first place. So most people, I think, probably looked at it as just a relationship show. It showed toxic relationship, and it also showed pimping and hoeing. Also, it shows a man that he's willing to go grind for 7 years, leave his woman behind after whatever happened to their child, leave, go be a criminal somewhere else, do some nonsense there, have to run away from that state, come back home and bring all of that heat back to the home because he brought all that with him. And also the catalyst is his own daddy. So the real hate was the goddamn guitar. The guitar is what really brought in all the goddamn right. That's the real hate, is the guitar. And also was the same thing that destroyed the vampire at the same time, right? So it's so many different things. And then how the damn devil itself, the vampire, because the devil is in the movie, but we actually never see it. If you pay attention to all the way at the end of the movie, when the end of credit scenes, that's probably when he was singing to the devil, most likely.
What?
Oh,
I stayed all the way through. Now I gotta go back and
yeah, so when he's singing this little line of
mine, and saw that. Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought they just put that in there. I didn't. Go ahead.
Yeah, so when he's singing this little light of mine is the double entendre, right? So he's also auditioning for the devil, while also this little light of mine. What killed the vampire? The light of the sun.
But what is the story of Lucifer? What is the story of the devil? It's about music, right? In the Bible.
So if we and so this is why for me, Chicago, I know people be getting like, damn, you call all that on the first take. Like for me, when I watch things, this is why I don't really watch movies and stuff like that. I try to stay away from.
Now I want to read the screenplay.
I can't. I don't really listen to music that much how I used to anymore. Like I got to listen to. It's very intentional now. Like I know what I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? Like because like I pay attention to so many different avenues that it bothers me if I just can't just listen to it as a or watch things as
I love the montage that he did when he first started singing.
Oh my god, that was so horrible for me musically.
Why?
I didn't like it either.
It was great though.
Wait, tell me why musically? Because I'm not saying it was a dope song, but go ahead.
I ain't like how they was trying to mash up. The quality was so horrible. The mixing.
I see what you're saying. No. Visually, I would agree, but even sonically. So I'm not saying like it was a dope song. I love the concept of what he did. He was bridging the gap. He was saying generationally how these things exist. Right. So even when you think about the juke joint, because remember in the juke joint, he panned to a scene. And you see what we would consider gangsters and dope boys on the crack table, right? And then you mash that up, you compare today and yesterday, or times gone by, whatever, right? And I love that concept, not the song in and of itself, but where he was going and how he was able to connect the dots. The other thing that it did get me thinking about is I've been listening to blues all weekend now.
Been listening to Kingfish?
I know. I listened to BB King live at Cook County Jail, right? And then Buddy Guy, I missed because he was supposed to retire last year. And I think he's approaching his 90s, but it looks like I know he has a club here, and apparently he's there with Shauna every weekend. So I said I need to go out there and see, because when you listen to the blues, it's crazy to me. I made this post too. I think I made it in the Lapeef group. But these lily livid coward ass niggas would sit up there and say those men were making simp songs, right? You're not even listening to this man agonize. You don't know why he's agonizing over this woman or why he's expressing his love for a woman, and you're not even half the man your granddaddy was. And got the nerve to say them songs were for simps or created by simps.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, let me shout out to the Cash App. It says paying fines for my potty mouth.
Damn. Let me go on mute.
But it also showed how like music, the devil, I don't want to sound ignorant, but like there is a link between the Satan and music, right? And what it showed to me through all of those genres that they mixed in was like how, yeah, the devil, the way that he was able to summon the devil when he was singing is kind of like present in all of those genres of music. And I think it's a special gift that Black people have. That's what I got from that. Like our music, for some reason,
No, that's what I got too.
yeah,
Venus.
spiritually, our music
Yes.
resonates on a different frequency. That's why
When you compare what they were singing with the damn, because my wife was sitting there like, was he doing that river dance? I was like, yeah, all that shit was on season.
By the way, Chicago Rilla, that was Diva's favorite part of the movie. By the way,
when he did the river dance, why was that her favorite part?
Cause she ain't got no sense. Where be that?
She be like it. No, I think she just be liking. I gotta hear her take on this, man.
Cause guys, think about this. When you listen to drill music, there's a emotion you evoke out of you, right?
Absolutely.
Same as when you listen to gospel music. Same as when you listen to R&B music, right? There's a certain gift
soul
that
music,
Black people just have. The something about something in us, right?
So
well, we can conjure good or bad. That's how powerful we are.
Hey, Venus,
Yeah.
also, I don't know if people caught it in live time too. It's like, so also when he turned everybody into vampires, also he was singing the same Irish song, but all of a sudden it turned a little gospel now because he had.
I didn't peep that, but you're right. When you just said that, it kind of went over my head. I peeped it in the moment, but I didn't lean into that. But you are 1000% right. Because when they first did that with the banjos and stuff, and by the way, we created that too. Right? Like, by the way, if y'all wasn't aware, the banjo belongs to us.
Y'all not gonna like this take too, but this also speaks to I kind of sort of undermining of a Black man's authority in two instances, right? The first time when the brother like had a hard no on who's allowed, and then the white woman like kind of going behind him to convince the other brother to go against what his brother had said, right? And then the second time when the same Black man is trying to protect the group and he's saying no, keep everybody out, and then the Asian woman oversteps his authority and does what she wants to do.
Oh, that's a good catch.
So that part, before I bring Bola, I think that part is twofold, right? Because the reason why she did it is because somebody was stealing an Irish liquor. You shot 2 people in the street, and so now somebody done killed your goddamn brother, and all of a sudden you want to talk about it. Get the fuck out.
Now, whatever the reason is, that's what the end result. It was like not respecting the authority, because the devil is smart, right? So he's going to play on your emotions. So he has her scared about what's going to happen to a daughter, rightfully so. That's what the devil does, right? He will confuse you. That's what happens for real in real life, and then you'll do what she did. You'll make decisions that are much worse than if you would have just calmed down. That's really spiritually how that goes, right? However, that's what I saw. It was the white woman and the
that
Asian woman
invited Legion in.
Right.
Look,
it was the
you know what I
was
see?
the white woman and the Asian woman who undermined the Black man's authority and overstepped them and brought them their demise.
This is what I say. I see when it comes to us gang banging, we'll shoot each other dead in the street. When it comes to the, you know what the Irishman represents, right? The Irishman represents police. We hear bagpipes when they die, right? So when a Irishman or a cop kills our brother in the street, all of a sudden, hey, I don't know what
Kumbaya, my lord.
Kumbaya.
Wait, Sharon, why you don't want to acknowledge what I said though? Like, why you trying to rush past that?
I got to because that man was Venus. That man was ignorant through the whole movie. That KKK man came there and said, "Boy," he said, "I don't got no boy money."
Wait, who was? I'm talking about the part about undermining the authority of the Black man, and who was doing it the whole film. It was everybody but Black people.
No, what I'm saying that if they was not undermined, they was used to him getting shit popping. That's what he was representing. Anytime somebody said something, he reached for his gun. Hey, he said, "Boy, I ain't got no boy money." He even pulled the gun out on his neck. Hey, I'm gonna sing anyway. All right, you gonna be a dead nigga singing?
No. When he says
his authority was violence. His authority was not, hey, let's sit back and think about this.
No, your authority is whatever you say it is. There's a time for violence and there's a time to strategize. before violence, right?
Perfect.
So when he's trying to strategize and telling everybody, hold on, you don't overstep him and invite the devil in because of your feelings.
So
she did overstep his authority.
No, she did not.
No, but what he's saying is everything that he did prior to that was violent. So now that you're trying to get that thought process of trying to figure it out, people ain't trying to buy it because we've never seen you strategize prior. If there was a mixture of you strategizing and using violence, then maybe. But if everything you do is violent and now you want to strategize, that's where the pushback is going to come. And
when have we ever seen vampires before? So we can't use the we can't use the I've never seen this. We've never seen this. So we have to approach this thing that we've never seen in a different way. That's just common sense.
Okay, so perfect. I'm glad you said that. So they did. So they listened to Annie. They made the steaks. They ate the garlic, and they made the garlic water, and they did they prepared already. So they knew they was going to fight already.
Hey, Jerome, before I jump in this meeting, I got a question for you.
You keep talking about the black woman, but I'm talking about the black man, and for whatever reason, you don't want to acknowledge the white and the Asian women who stepped over his authority.
No, she did. I mean, the point that Venus is making is prevalent. It is true because, again, they usurped authority over black men, and it's not just this movie. But I just wanted to address something that Venus said that I think went over a lot of people's heads. The reason why Satan is definitely in music is music is the only thing that needs no permission to penetrate your spirit.
Damn.
This is why he's in music.
Thank you,
because regardless of whether you invite it or not, music penetrates everything because it invokes different spirits of happiness, anger, calmness. So this is why he's in the music industry, and music is in everything. Whether it be movies, whether it be opera, whatever, music is in everything. And the main takeaway from this, because this was loosely based off the black man, I forget his name, when he went to the crossroads and made that deal with
Robert Johnson.
Yeah, it was supposed to be loosely based off that. So the music invoked a certain type of spirit. And that's why what Venus said is very important. Because these are the things that we're listening to. So when you're listening to the drill music and this rap that we're listening now, it's hurt music. When you listen to them, they don't give you a solution. They only talk about, I'm hurting. And then other people hear that, and it just spirals them out of control into pain. So this is why it's important to talk about therapy, why it's important for men to come out and be those mentors for these young men out here, like you guys were saying about an hour ago, about being those mentors and standing up for something, or you're going to lay down for anything. That's all I wanted to say. Have a blessed day. Love you all.
All right. So I want to say something.
Bolo understands me. Sharon, I don't know what's going on with you.
Whatever.
So Venus, I got something for you and Chicago Real and the rest of you guys. Listen, last week we talked about this movie. And I'm telling you, being from Louisiana, when you said the two women are the reason for what happened, they're not. Go back and watch the movie. Right before they ran into the club, you will see Annie doing a Yoruba on the table. The Yoruba is a thing that you use with bones and fragments and things you take, and you allow the spirit to tell you what's going to happen. So remember, she kept throwing it, and every time she threw it, the same thing happened over and over again.
Right.
And so when she knew that was telling her, you're gonna die tonight.
But
that's why she turned to old boy. That's why she turned to him and said, you know what? If I turn, I need you to go ahead and take me out. Right? She said, I don't care. I need you, because she knew already that she was going to die. She just didn't know how.
But how does that take away from what I said about what the roles those women played?
Because that was their destiny. Just like if you look at it, just like Judas was for Jesus, that's what she was for them. She was telling them, this is our destiny tonight. We dying. And ain't no way we can get out of it.
So if Mary never did her thing,
but do we still acknowledge Judas for what he did? We do, right? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I
think Jesus came up because of Judas. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus got a lot more than he did on earth by Judas betraying him. And so in this situation, the lady inviting him in, Annie already knew. She knew it was over for everybody, and that's why she told him. She said, "I'll see you soon," and because I got somebody I need to meet anyway. And
Yeah, but
she said, "You do too."
when you say what she already knew, that has nothing to do with what. I'm not talking about who knew what. I'm saying who did what, right? What actions
Hmm.
were taken. That's all. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, that
disagree
needed.
with you.
Yeah.
Yes, she knew, but at the end of
Hmm.
the day, yeah, the demise was brought by who? The
But they
white
needed. But
and the Asian woman.
yes, but that was their destiny. No matter what, it
She
could
just
have.
wanted to say that that Chinese lady undermined the black man
Yeah, yeah,
authority.
yeah,
The both of
yeah,
them did because they did. It's
yeah.
just a
That
fact. But I'm shocked that you as a black man don't see it that way. But
No, I don't see it that way.
that's another conversation.
Not that scene. I don't see it that way at all in that scene. Absolutely not. I think if you're
yeah,
about if you're about that action, then be about that action.
and Sharon is absolutely right about the end of the movie, because if you look at the difference between when God created the devil, Lucifer, he said, "You are the most beautiful angel I've ever created, and you're going to be over the music." So you got to understand the root of music comes from somebody now who is very demonic and the devil. So you have to be. This is the beginning of time. So you have to believe that in the music. That's why I'm saying, like, right, if you go to an arena of 20,000 people, and while they're waiting on the concert to start, you play back that ass up and see how and see 20,000, 15,000 people up on their feet, dancing in the middle and twerking in the middle of the house.
And also
Like,
that also goes into play with who cloned Tyrone, right? That was another thing that was very similar to right?
And you know what? That dance scene where you say you don't like how he mashed everything together, dude. There was so much in that scene, Sharon. You got to go back and watch.
No,
They show.
visually, I think it was really good. That he put all
Oh
of
my God.
like visually was dope, but I didn't
He
like
he
how
showed he showed how music started in the beginning in Africa with the African drummers, to all the way to girls twerking. Then he showed the crip walk. Then he showed. I mean, it just went through how he merged all the things together to show how music affects us as a culture. Man, you just kind of. Oh,
Wait, I
and
got
so
a
it was
question
lovely.
for
and
y'all.
also the reason being is before the questions, or another reason why I don't feel like she undermined him because they could have let her ass go.
Yeah.
She was trying to
Well,
leave.
it was too late. Once you said come in, the invitation is sent. It
No, I'm
wouldn't
talking about
matter at that point.
She tried to leave
no
about three times
before
and
that
they held her
scene.
back.
She was trying to leave. They was the one that pulled her back. Let her ass go.
That doesn't
Yeah,
have anything
I
to
would have
do
put.
with that doesn't have anything to do with what happened in the next. Once you bit somebody's hand to scream to invite them inside, you did undermine. Like it's the fact it's either A, black men are so used to not having authority that y'all don't even see a problem with that, or B, you're being biased. I don't understand how you
Now,
don't see that
now,
is
hold on,
somebody overstep. I'm wondering if the black woman had done that, would y'all be turning this blind eye right now? I don't
now,
understand.
Venus. Let me tell you what I heard Sunday. I was listening to the YouTube channel on Sunday, and I heard a guy say we could take something else from the movie. He said, "Nobody, when you're in your safe space, nobody can come inside of your safe space unless you give them permission." He said this needs to be the ideal of how people protect themselves and protect their bodies. And you can't.
So BMU, who this is my point. This was the black man's space. The black man did not give that permission. He was undermined. That's the point I'm making. Hey, I don't get it.
Well, hold on now. If you keep in mind, you do remember when who was it? Was it Smoker Stack? When Stack was like he was really into the music when it was like Kick Your Robin Clean, right? He was ready to let them in. He was like, "Man, they do sound good." And he said no. And Smoke said no, they're not coming in here.
Right, and that's why I'm appointing him the authority because his final decision was what was accepted. It was clear
Mm-hmm.
at that moment who's in charge and who makes decisions here. It was clear, even over his own brother. I said no, so it's no. That was the
Yep.
decision. So
Yep.
anything after that, countering that, is undermining the authority. I'm not. I'm confused.
Sharon, say something.
Sharon biased, obviously, so he don't want to see what I'm saying. But it's just the truth. The Asian and the white woman undermined the black man's authority and brought all of that drama into their home. and everybody died. And that's just what happened.
Who brought it to their doorstep?
Who brought it to their doorstep?
Mm-hmm.
The music brought it to their doorstep. The
Who?
music brought it to their doorstep.
It was Smoke and Stack. They brought the evil with them.
No, the music is what brought the evil. You talking about the guitar?
All of it, yeah. They the ones that created the juke joint. They the ones that made Annie slave over a hot greasy fish and cook for 100 people. They also made Annie they made Annie do the bartending. They also made Annie be goddamn the security guard. They make you can't be taking advantage.
We know that the muling of the black woman been a thing. That's a fact. I'm not negating that. That's where they were wrong, right? We always got to run to the black women when it's time to fix some shit. When it's time to get some shit together, we're gonna, extract her for all of her labor and all of her skills. That definitely was a thing too. Um, but in terms of the vampires coming in and ruining everything, yes, that was because of the white woman convincing the black man to go do business with them, and she went out there and did that. And then the Asian woman inviting them in. Those are the two entry points for vampires. It was the white woman and the Asian woman. I'm sorry, I don't know why we are pretend like we don't see it. It's just true.
We just see two different things.
Fair enough.
And I believe that she was doing what hoes do.
I'm with you,
Venus. She's doing what he taught her to do. That's why he said, "I'm going to pay somebody to whoop your ass," and she said, "I'll whoop everybody's ass in here because you taught me how to fight." So she was just doing what she was told to do. That's what she was taught to do, to go get that money. Okay. Chicago, Real, you still there? Because I know you wanted to ask a question, and hopefully you didn't make it to your. He probably in his meeting already. Too bad he couldn't get to ask his question. But I thought it was great, and I think hopefully we disproven the point that we should not be speaking up about these racist people that's coming out nowadays, right? Because it was so like this idea of MAGA allowing it to be acceptable is not even a question anymore. The fact that Donald Trump last interview, the first person he wanted to talk about in the Democratic Party is Jasmine Crockett. And he calls her low IQ. That's insane.
Wow.
Like, say that again. Wait, say that again.
Donald Trump, he was talking about the Democratic Party and saying like how he don't understand what's going on with the Democratic Party. He said, "Yeah, I just listened to that woman Crockett, and she's low IQ. That should not be acceptable anymore."
Especially when, what was the thing, that black people have a lower IQ than everybody else or something like that, right?
For a long time, they've been trying to say that. So that should not be acceptable. Like, nah, you can't say that, bro. Not coming from you. You can't say that shit. Sorry. That sounds like you trying to make America great again by using old school rhetoric. We hear it, right? That's the dog whistle right there. That's that was a dog whistle, calling her low IQ. Venus was able to pick on it right away. That's what they used to say, right? So that's the thing. But now it's not so much dog whistle with everybody else. That was the first time I ever heard him actually dog whistle, where he said low IQ thing. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And then the crazy part about it, these MAGA people, they follow him blindly. When he was talking about he's going to run for a third term, all of them like, yeah, I'll vote for Donald Trump again. I'm pretty sure there's some white folks in here right now, some MAGA folks in here right now, some black conservatives right now that would say, yes, if Donald Trump was to figure out a way to go and run for a presidency for a third term, they would back it up, even though the Constitution says he should not.
Even though a lot more people are suffering a negative consequence than what they thought, right? Didn't UPS just fire a whole bunch of people? I don't know, but this is kind of like that hatred really will trump everything. It really does. It's like, it's such a powerful emotion. that people don't even care about like how something might affect them. It's just the hatred first and then everything else second.
It's wild. Because so now, right, Byron. So now we say lawyers and people that go to private school for their whole life, went to college, got degrees, are low IQ.
Wow.
And let's be honest, Trump has a low IQ. Like, what are we talking about? Like, he doesn't even really communicate that well, just in basic interviews. He just kind of does what people do on panels, like railroads and shit. He doesn't. His IQ ain't the highest. He comes from a rich man. He already had connections and different things, so his life went how it went. His IQ is not necessarily the highest either.
Right. It's crazy. Yeah, young. What you want to bring to the conversation, yeah?
Pretty much though about the first part of it though, like when you were talking about the autistic girl earlier, I was like, I felt so sorry for her, like really empathetic. So it's not just the time for racism, but I just basically know from experience myself being an autistic person though. Just talking about the first topic though, when you actually started though, based on that's the only thing I can offer though. Basically, I felt sorry for her, and it was wrong period though, because I know from experience.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, Mr. Seven. Good day, sir. What's your thoughts?
Not a damn thing right now. I'm still getting set up right now.
All right. Go ahead, Bolo T.
I came back. I just came to make a correction. Nowhere in the Bible did God say that Satan was the most beautiful angel he made.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, hold on, Bolo. What did you say? What did you say? Bolo?
Yes.
Hey, hey, and good morning to you, Black man. You know I love you, sir. What did you just say about what did the Bible not say about who?
Satan was not made. God never said Satan was the most beautiful angel he ever made. Doesn't say that.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't say that. So what I'm saying is, yeah, was he powerful? Absolutely. Right? I believe he was a cherubim. I got to look into that. But he wasn't the most beautiful angel he ever made. Doesn't say that. So that's all I came up to say. Yeah, have a blessed day.
I'm gonna make an announcement. I'm gonna go live today. I haven't been inspired in a while, but now I really want to do a review on this movie because I feel like I could really go deep with this whole thing for real.
Jacques Cousteau?
Okay.
You gonna go Jacques Cousteau?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts. Okay, something that y'all black men not gonna like, but it is what it is. Okay.
Okay. Look, I did try coming over Venus Puppies. I think I can't type in the chat anymore. Could you actually check if I got blocked in your chat, Venus, though? Because I could not type in there.
You're blocked in my chat. Listen, Robin M, DB, Sugar Bum. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm always looking at y'all because the block list be crazy as hell. One of y'all probably did it.
Hey, look. And also,
I'm probably gonna guess. I'm probably guessing by mistake.
Hold on, y'all. And everybody that's on the main channel, we're gonna go over and support the new channel. I need 150 more brand new folks, so please hop over there. Thank you so much.